This episode is starting with a word from our sponsors. Here at Jamal loves coffee. We show you the most amazing evidence that Jamal loves coffee.
Thanks, Sylvius. Off to a great start.
Thank you for
I
your
don't think
time
there's any
today.
evidence for that.
Thank you for your time.
Geometry, prove it right now. Your Honor, I killed that man for the memes.
Is that what you told? Is that what you lost the case?
I'm not in prison, am I?
Anyways, yeah, we'll start. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, the loser and honestly less interesting fallen angel wakes up from his sleep in the inn he rented in Seoul Imperia. As the others he doesn't know about are going off to actually do interesting things. Whole range of things, actually. He, meanwhile, is objectively being a nerd. By definition.
I mean, base.
No. No. For that, he loses 10 gold coins.
That's not how anything works.
Anyways, 10 gold
I don't
coins
know.
mysteriously disappears.
Excuse me?
If you don't want to disappear, you better call yourself cringe.
What?
Call yourself cringe
What
if you
is
don't want the coins to
this?
disappear. You're losing coins because you think you're based.
I don't. Is that like is this some real world mechanic that I
Yes.
haven't grasped? Like
Now it is.
thinking you're based or not is
Now
actually
it is. Now it is. Anyway, say you're cringe or you're losing 15 coins.
I guess I'm cringe.
Good
Why?
choice.
What does that even do?
Anyways, the cringe fallen angel wakes up subconsciously thinking about how everyone else is cooler than him and doing cooler things, and he's just a loser who's in like one of the most powerful cities in the Elven continent doing absolutely nothing about it. Anyways,
What do you want me to do?
stop being a loser.
Instigate something, I'll
Agrees
die.
that you're the biggest loser in Althvinhaim right now.
Bro, I have like 2 sessions. Same thing with like Dread.
Yeah, and Bread's way fucking cooler.
Okay, that's fair. But like, he's in the humanoid alliance, obviously.
You chose where to spawn. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
You
you
threw me
did.
into the desert.
What do you mean? You also never asked for a change?
I think I did.
No, you probably didn't.
It didn't seem like an option.
Well, it sounds like a you problem. Anyways, you wake up and recall the last few days. You arrived in Seoul Imperia and attempted to find the library by yourself. Got lost. Asked an elf about the library. He told you about it, and then you didn't ask for directions.
I
Got
remember
lost
this.
again.
I remember it. No, actually, I don't. It's not in the memories, but I don't need to hear it again.
Yeah, and then afterwards, finally find the library, realizing it's closed because you're stupid. Attempting to find an inn by yourself without then asking permission, then having to go back to the same said elf, ask for directions again, only to find an inn and finally go to sleep. Then you spend the next few days you met Murkoff the demon, and learned a bit more about news and information, both of the demon realm and the politics outside of Sal Kyrith. However, you don't actually do anything useful with that information. Instead, just go to learn about history and geography because you're a fucking loser, to put it simply. Anyways, it's been a few days since you arrived in Seoul Imperia, and you're waking up once again, likely to do something boring again.
Okay, I got it. Yo entiendo. Yo no necesito más.
I'll assume, because I don't know what that means, that you are talking about how cringe you are and how gay you are for Dread.
I don't think I said dread in that sentence.
I heard it.
I don't think dread translates to Spanish too. Actually, technically, the word
Absolutely
dread,
does. Anyways, yeah. Bro isn't even responding. Oh my god.
Okay, what were you want me to? Oh, sorry. I will. I mean, I guess like I'm waking up. No need to eat. I might as well just go to the library.
No.
As you do, as the chads of the world do.
You decide that you're going to go to the library when suddenly both your legs break and you fall over.
It's just, your legs break, you smack your head into the pavement, knocked unconscious, kidnapped to another nation.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe choose a different path this time.
What?
Maybe choose a different path this time.
Wait, you're not. You're not actually. Okay. Well, how does that work? Like physically speaking, how do my legs break that fast?
Because I decided to.
Gravity got turned on to max.
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe your legs will unbreak when you decide to be an interesting character.
Okay. Well, you see, that
You've done
makes
nothing
sense.
of value.
I mean, sure, but like
Name one thing.
that's what the session's about.
You had two
I,
sessions. Dread found importance on the second one. What are you doing?
okay. Well, you see, my goal was to like, finish off the history. Uh
And then go to
Probably
South Fantis and learn more fucking history. Shut the hell up.
no, I'm
Shut the
not going
hell.
to South Fantasy.
And then you're gonna go to Salonia and learn about history. Like you're gonna
Well,
go
how can
nowhere.
I learn? Oh, wait, sorry. Wait, South Fantasy. Why would I learn South? And actually, we're going to South Fantasy. Why
Because
would I
you're a
learn history?
fucking nerd.
Why wouldn't I just get like? Why wouldn't I like quest for a spear or like go into like the trade unions fighting like the monarch, right?
Because
Or like
you're a
not
fucking
fighting, but
nerd.
why wouldn't I just like engage politically or just like try to
Because your
find riches in the
character's a
mine?
fucking loser. The first demon you met in this world, you asked about politics.
Word.
You're a fucking loser.
Okay, but I mean, to be
Anyways,
fair, I get.
your legs unbreak, and you decide that you're still gonna go to the library because you're a fucking loser and have nothing better to do with your time. Meanwhile, everyone else is being cool. You get up and exit the tavern, walking downstairs unimpeded. You notice the breakfast bar as you walk past and wonder if you should get something to eat beforehand. Which you probably won't because information you is more important than your health.
I'll have you. Okay, no. I'll just pick up like something, just like quickly, that I can take with me.
You decide to grab a handful of milk and leave.
that's I mean, mission accomplished unsuccessfully.
Apparently. You grab some fruit that they were offering and leave while eating it. Because you don't know what an actual breakfast looks like. You exiting the city, you head on over to the library again early in the morning because you're a fucking loser and enter the Grand Library of Sol Imperia. Once again, you're standing in the library.
Mm-hmm. Knowing what floor it is, I guess like I just go and try to check the peaceful age as out of all history, current events would probably be the most important.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it would though.
Debatable.
I mean, if I knew the history of like the Humanoid Alliance, but never knew what it became, that would be kind of problematic.
You go upstairs to the history section and find that there are no books on the peaceful age yet. There are some.
Not even in the.
There's no broad overview book on the peaceful age, I should say.
It just because it's like current events.
Yes.
In that case, I go to the mythology section. Actually, I go down and ask because I don't think I know where that is.
You do not know where that is now. Bro assumes so much shit. It's crazy. You head back down to the librarian and she asks what you need. She also asks why you've been here every single day in the past few days.
I tell them I'm just that Chad and trying to get a big brain. Obviously.
She summons a god that just like kills you immediately. You have now restarted back to just before you said that, and you are now the first person canonically to die in Althvinhaim.
That's not how it works. We're in unholy power. Does the librarian have? It's the god that sent me there. He just like, nope, this is a mistake. Snap.
Yeah, you've now died once. I'd advise not making stupid decisions anymore if you don't want to die again.
I mean, like, it's just
You
what I
respawn with
said.
no recollection of what happened, as if time itself
I'm
became
kind of
real.
interested in the fact that she can summon
Oh, that was
demons.
that was acanonical.
Man.
But you still died though.
That's not how it's...
It wasn't canon, but you still died.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
by divine intervention from above, aka
Okay.
me.
Okay. Well, then I asked about the mythology section.
She asks if you could be more specific because they don't have a section dedicated strictly to myths and legends.
I say about the Sun Faith and Mendias, because, Sun Faith capital.
She says, are you implying that our religion is a mythology?
No!
The librarian,
Exactly.
who is clearly a sun elf, starts glaring at you.
Okay. So you see what happened was... Okay, no. But, okay. I usually go,
It's funny because
sorry, run away.
Mendias is a real fucking person, and you're like...
Okay, why still call it mythology for some reason?
How is it a myth if it's fact?
I don't know. I mean, I just call everything myth. But okay.
Is it because of
You're
your
right.
disassociation from the real world? Because you're a loser?
Okay.
And in an
Well,
attempt to distance yourself from anything you don't like to see, your subconscious disassociation with random words has caused you a greater rift from yourself and reality.
I don't think that's true.
I think it is.
Okay.
Anyways, it's true now. Yeah. Anyways, continue.
Okay, so I ask if they know directions to that section.
She just continues glaring at you because you didn't even apologize. You just kind of brushed it off.
Well, I said Lo Siento. That was not the right word,
Well, she asked what stupid language you're speaking.
Technically, it's from the demon realm, right?
No.
Because
No, they don't speak Spanish.
well, all their words are insane. Like, let's say, like, I believe
They made it up.
they made it up. Okay, well, I say, whoops, sorry. I don't know. Okay, I just say, like, I
Your
don't.
half-assed apology does not suffice for the librarian.
Fine. I ask. Okay. Well, I say. Just a thing. I said, like, like, automatic. This goes with the wind.
Someone who doesn't like making people angry. You really do a shit job at fixing it when it happens.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. My apologies, good man. That is my wrong. I've never met Mandias or any of the gods here. And I used the wrong term. Sorry, because from where I'm from, we call this mythology. But understand that it has the implication of it being untrue. Well, I'm not trying to apply that.
She looks at you and says, "Define mythology for me."
Technically, the actual definition of mythology doesn't mean it's false.
So it's to define it for
Or
me.
at least,
Then.
like, how it's just defined in, like, an
She
academic.
then pulls out a dictionary from underneath her desk and begins scrolling to the M section. You slowly start to realize how more and more fucked you are.
No, but, like,
She
no,
comes
that's
to the
legitimately true,
definition
though.
of mythology that says that she pulls up her two definitions, which is a first one she reads aloud to you: a collection of myths, especially one belonging to a particular religious or cultural tradition.
And the example is a book discussing Jewish and Christian mythologies. So, that those are actual gods that you, like, obviously believe in. So, it's not implying that it's false by saying it. It's just saying that is the thing that belongs to, like, a religious or cultural
She looks
tradition.
at you and
Exactly.
says, "So our objective factual proof and pictures and like ability to summon and die, so our world is
Yeah,
just
but
is the same as faith in Yahweh," is what you're saying.
I don't even know what that is.
What, Yahweh?
They wouldn't in this world, right?
No. That's not what they said. I'm asking that.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Your
It's
definition is
more
shit, and your
confirmable.
argument is even worse.
Okay.
You saying that that's the case is like me saying that like Einstein's mythology.
Okay.
That's the same. It's the same. That's
But
the
it's not
comparison
like
here.
I got. It's I don't know
This
what
is
to
not a
say.
greater than life God that we have no proof of. We have factual proof of things. By your
Okay,
definition,
man.
therefore, in this world, science is mythology.
I mean, no, it would have to be like a story type thing, right?
Science is a story.
Okay, well,
Story
I'm
of
talking
biology.
palette.
Story of evolution.
Okay, you know what? I get your point. I get your point. Okay,
You're
but like,
stupid.
okay, I mean, we just okay. I feel like this lawyer is gonna be me stuck in the library.
Probably if you don't apologize truthfully.
I just did.
That was so half-assed. You said 2 words. I'm sorry.
No, I literally went, oh, sorry, good man. You know that thing.
That's not an apology. You're just sucking up to them.
Well, I mean, I was explaining that like I was using the wrong word and that like I wasn't trying to imply it's false. But I understand that as in this nation, he is like obviously like summonable and will come right to the nation. That implying that he's false is just it's not only like wrong in like a sense of like the religious, but wrong in a sense of like factually speaking.
Mm-hmm. She looks at you while putting the dictionary away. Still glaring at you. She still glaring. Fuck. Still glaring at you.
Apology simulator.
She just kind of looks at you and asks. She kind of just looks at you and says, "Try not to be such a dumbass next time," and asks, "What do you need?" Your reputation with the library has gone down a few notches.
That's not. No.
I
Okay.
advise writing that one down.
What? Okay. You know what? I apologize. Say, how could I make it up to them?
She looks at you and says, "Well, preferably by leaving."
Well, you know, I was here for a reason, so you know, I cannot do that currently. But you know, I will try to stay out of their hair and leave them alone.
That's the
But
other librarians have noticed the conversation and are also staring at you with suspicion.
okay, okay. Would it be rude and like an actual thing to just say like, okay, I see like I'm not making them the happiest, right? So like I said like sorry for bothering you, and then like I asked someone else, right? Like that's not rude, is it?
I don't know. Is it? Figure it out.
I said like sorry for bothering them, and like I go to like ask another librarian who I haven't pissed off, um, and ask them where I can learn more about Mandias.
You go to one of the Sun Elves librarians who haven't yet overheard your conversation. Although you can notice the librarian you pissed off whispering to the others, who then start glaring at you. You have maybe a minute before this librarian learns about it too.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? They're basically asking me to commit arson.
I mean, you can try. If you try to commit arson,
I get executed.
yeah, you would.
No, but I just asked you know, do I have an Archimedean on me?
No. Why the fuck would you?
I feel like I don't think I bought it, but like I
No.
feel like I had the option of buying one at one time.
Probably.
Okay. Well then I asked them like, do you know where I can learn more about Mandias? Or should I just, you know, get an Archimedean?
The librarian looks at you and asks, If you want to learn specifically about Mendias, she directs you over to the God section on the 3rd floor to the right. He says if you want to learn about the Sun Faith in particular, and its relation to Mendias, and perhaps other religions as well, the religion section is also on the 3rd floor, the top right, a part of the room.
Wanting to learn more about the God and the religion, I guess I go up to the God section.
As you walk away, you notice the librarian quickly overhearing what you had said, and now every librarian is silently judging you and glaring at you, and likely won't be helping you in the future.
I didn't even do anything that bad.
Yeah, no, you did.
Okay, I said mythology incorrectly by accident.
That was enough.
That's enough?
Yeah.
Really? Like, now I'm, like, permanently ingrained in their memory. I'm, like, the person they hate most. Just
To an
like,
extent, yeah.
how?
Because you insulted their god.
I mean, do they have mythologies in this world, even?
Not particularly.
Yeah, because, like, the mythologies are true.
Yeah, more or less.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm ignoring it.
Yeah.
I go up and check for any book on Mendias.
Ignoring your now permanent hatred from the librarians.
Okay, I get it.
Your dumbass walks up to the 3rd floor to the God section. There's a lot of books here on different gods. You count 34 in total, each one of them pretty large. There are 3 that, of course, stand out bigger than the others. They seem to be, you recognize the names as the first gods. Ignoring them for now, you scan through the list and eventually find the book on God of Light Mendias.
Assuming it's important, I open through and look at the titles page.
Just a repeat of the title. The God of Light Mendias.
Okay, then I guess like I just open it, and or I guess like wait, I mean like titles of table of contents. Is there like any chapters or is it just
it's no
okay?
chapters.
Well then, I guess I just open it and start reading if it's not too long.
You open the book of Mendias and start reading. One of the 7 elemental gods who holds dominion over a type of magic. Mendias is the reverend god of light. Mendias serves the human god Daedalus and helped him in the creation of the elves during the mythical age. He personally oversaw the creation of the sun elves under Daedalus and blessed them with his magic capabilities. No one is better at using light magic than Mendias, as he himself made the spells. Mendias is a symbol of worship for the Sun Faith, the largest faith in the world, headed by the Sun Elves in Alchemy. The High Priest of the Sun has the ability to directly talk with Mendias, who provides to them knowledge and advice on how to keep their religion alive. Mendias takes great pride and joy in being one of the most worshipped gods in Althvinhaim. He's happy to provide for his followers and sees himself as the sun, blessing the world with his light. This tends to make some gods seem as narcissistic, but his intentions are pure. Mendias takes on the form of a middle-aged human male with incredibly light skin. His eyes are yellow and his hair is snow white and long. He has a built figure and wears a white robe adorned with gold lining and gems. In the center of the robe, just below his neck, is his symbol, a beautiful yellow sun. Mendias' most prominent contribution to the world of Althvinhaim is easily the creation of the Sun Elves. During the period of migration from Althvinhaim to Avania, Mendias oversaw the journey from the Sun Elves and personally protected them from leviathans and other creatures of the deep. Once arriving in Althvinhaim, Mendias assisted the High Priest of the Sun and other Sun Elves to construct the beginnings of the eventual kingdom of Alchemy.
And that's it? Okay. Seeing that they are influential, like the gods are very influential into like the societies that they're in, I realized that when entering a nation, I should probably like ask locals about the dominant religion there to learn more about their patron god, as they can hold massive influence on a nation.
How useful
Um.
information and how
Okay.
how
You know
fun.
what? Fine. I'll go to South Antis, Connor. Okay. I'll do something.
I don't care what you do. I'm just telling you it's boring as shit.
Okay. Well, I leave the library, apologizing again.
Bro, listen to my entire spiel about what Althvinhaim meant to me, and although I should expect for someone who took 7 months to write the governments, bro was like, "All right, guys, library time."
Okay. You know what? The library is so good, though. Best
Well,
library in Albania.
that's objectively wrong.
Okay, because the I keep on saying Bibliovania, right?
Close enough.
Mm-hmm.
No one loves you. Anyways, yeah, with the book on Mendias, Brad, you close it and put it on the shelf. It's probably around 10 p.m. at this point. No, sorry, 10 a.m.
Okay. Realizing that and remembering the advice given to me that I need a guide to enter Self Mantis and navigate, I go to the Adventures Guild,
Damn, bro
trying to
went
check.
straight from Mendias to South Antis. That was a quick ass transition.
Okay,
Very,
well, okay,
very
I'm more
hostile
natural.
to me.
Okay, I was trying to go to the library, right? And like trying to continue, like, oh, I do like history thing, and then go and maybe talk about getting a better spear with the Adventurers Guild, as like I would need that to I guess like increase like my personal strength, as I'm learning about like massive creatures from the histories and like all these things that
Like how
and the
instead of
why.
learning magic and increasing your mana pool, your idea of increasing strength is getting a better spear.
Level up melee damage. No, to be fair, yeah, I should probably also practice magic. You're right. I kind of forgot
It's
about
really
that.
sad. You forgot about.
Okay. Okay. You know what? Um, I didn't forget about magic. I forgot. Like, you know what?
Anyways, you were saying?
Dread, please shoot me.
All right. So here's the dealio, yeah. I just saw the message, yes.
Uh-huh.
Please shoot me.
No, like here's the thing, right? I'm still walking home, Jamal, but I just had to join because of that display of sheer brilliance on your end. I'm impressed, really.
Well, I mean, because the main reason my character would want to go to Self Mantis, right, is because when I talked to the
His canonical
blacksmith.
explanation was because he wanted to become stronger and get a new spear, when bro literally has magic.
I mean,
I want to
that's
become
fair. And I mean, that's
stronger. I
part
need
of
to
the
wield
reason.
my spear. I gotta wield my weapons. They
I
gotta be
mean, yeah,
better.
and that's like, because that's like part of the reason I'd want to like learn about Mendias, and I don't. My character, and I mean me also. I don't really know the god of Earth. Uh, gonna guess it's not
Okay, but how does that have to do with you
Jokic.
learning earth magic? What the fuck?
Yeah,
None,
you
but
don't have to
my
learn
character
God
still
first.
doesn't. Okay, but obviously, I as a person know that the gods are not like affecting the magic like right away, right? But like, my character still does not understand how the gods of this world intervene, what they can or can't do, right?
Why does he give a
So,
shit?
I mean, it seems like built off that
Built off.
to
You
be
really cut out.
importante.
No.
I mean,
Well, I'm in South Kyrus, right? And since I just
bro, you went to the mages guild. Like, I don't see every single mage there being smitten by a god. I'm pretty sure they learned magic just fine.
no, they all got killed by God and
Yeah,
revived.
Jed, remember the first time you cast Charged Aura and your ash just got smitten by like fucking Zoldor or some shit?
Dude, that's the reason Zero Matilla kicked my ass, because I was learning lightning magic, and the gods,
And the
they're
gods
just
decided to intervene. Yeah.
yeah. No,
I love like the bullshit explanation Jamal is trying to spin together here.
I mean, I'm impressed truly. Why is he like leaving and rejoining? By the way,
I don't know. I think he gave up on life.
Do you love the background noise? Can you hear it?
No, I cannot.
Oh dang! Because I'm just like hearing cars whiz by, and then I just see in lore discussion.
Oh, okay. Tell me. You know what?
We're
Okay.
so
You know what?
inept at this world, even more so than Elpis. It's really sad.
You're literally making the world turn against me because you're bored of certain parts.
I mean, he does that for all of us.
This is true.
Is he actually?
Yes.
Yes, obviously.
Tell me you haven't watched the videos. Not telling me you haven't watched the videos.
You know what? That's
Like,
think
why
you
wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he do anything interesting all the time, Jamal? Like, why? Otherwise, why are we playing the game then?
you know he was joking about this.
Jamal's angry because Dred just made a really good point.
Okay.
He's just like, wait, no,
Okay. You know what? Okay. My character rethinks. He gets out of the library, realizes there's not much more history about the general continents, and that it'd be inefficient to go nation by nation and learning all of it, right? And a lot
I mean,
of it.
you could do it
probably
if you want. You could go to the story arc.
Bro just becomes a historian. Ends up getting like a fucking 9 to 5 as like a school teacher. Like,
All right, guys.
realizes
So I'm
that,
gonna
like-
be. Oh wait. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna be hopping in the car on the way home now, boys. See ya in a second.
What is your path home exactly?
Yeah.
Please describe. I want a description. What Asian granddad walking uphill both ways across an ocean path home does Dret take?
He's
I don't
walking back.
understand.
Gets in the car halfway.
He also has a
It's
bus. Like,
Yeah.
bro's got every mode of transportation.
How far away is he from the school?
I don't
That's all.
fucking know.
It just confused. Yeah. My character rethinks their position. They just learned about Mandais. They just learned a lot about the history, realizing that it's probably better to go personally experience it themselves, right? And remembering what the blacksmith said about weapons and stuff. But realizing that they still have a few more nights here because they paid for the hotel, right?
Yes.
They should probably experiment with magic. Specifically, since I do have the book, rock magic. So
Bro
this
bought,
time,
or
instead of being
bought an
stupid,
Earth Magic book and was like,
Yeah.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
so this time, realizing my mistakes from previously,
Did
and
you?
realizing that history can only get me so
Son
far.
of Revelation. Son of Revelation, guys.
Yes, Son of Revelation. I go to the magic, or I guess is it Sorcerer's Guild or Magic's Guild?
You got both of them wrong. Keep trying.
It's not elemental.
What are you smoking? Bro didn't write it down. Holy shit. I'm afraid.
Mage's Guild. Okay.
Fuck. There you go.
Okay. Wait. For the record, you know the meme of your grandma's about that thing? Yeah, that's me. He went uphill both ways.
It actually is possible. Like, it actually is.
I mean, wait, is it? No,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, your school's on a hill, and you go upstairs. You go up the hill to school. However, you go up the. However, you have you have a family friend that needs to drop their kid off first, and so you get in a car and head down the other side of the hill to drop off the friend in a carpool, and then their parent drops you off at the bus stop on the other side of the mountain, and your house is located halfway up the mountain, so you now have to walk up the mountain.
That seems way too specific.
It works though.
It does. Okay.
Yeah, you just have to have a house situated on halfway up the hill, essentially.
And a school just on the hill.
Yeah.
There's so many bad. Okay. My kids. Okay. Also, the way Dred said it sounds like it's a hop into a random car. I'm not even gonna lie.
No,
He was like, "I gotta
he
get a
just
car."
like rolled up and he was like, "Oh."
He just GTA 5 stole a car. It's
I wouldn't be surprised.
a Dred moment. Okay, but I guess like for character wise, I go to the Mages Guild, and I actually try to learn magic this time and like learn how to do it.
You decide to stop being an absolute retard, more so than a certain black fallen angel in Sawalonia, and head over to the Mages Guild. Entering once
Inside.
again, it's a similar site, lots of mages going around, yada yada yada. You know the drill. Receptionist at the front. I'm gonna get.
You probably get water.
No one loves you.
It's not like I'm literally telling you. Okay, you know what? Why do I try to help?
Hey, buddy. Oh, it's the Jamal Terrors. Oh, he's so scared of you. He's so scared of you. Yeah. Yeah, he's so scared of you. Oh, look at you. You make him so scared he pees his pants. Yeah. Yeah, but... Oh, yeah, you terrified of Jamal. Jamal terrified of you. Yeah. Oh, hi. Yeah. Jamal's so scared of you. Jamal's so scared of you. Oh, it's the terrors of Jamal. Oh, they make him so scared. Oh, they make him so scared. Oh.
I found the best video clip.
I was just hanging with your worst nightmares. Small dogs. They're talking about how they make you piss your pants and so scared and terrified. For everyone watching this part of the episode, Jamal is in fact scared of my 1 pound dogs. Like on a genuine level. Like I'm not even, I wish I was joking, I genuinely did.
Okay, but you are joking.
No,
Like, oh,
no,
no,
I'm not. I'm genuinely
okay.
not.
I got
Anyway.
the best clip. Okay, no. Okay. Okay, so I just entered the Mages Guild. I walk up to the receptionist and ask, I am new to magic. How could I learn how to do it?
She looks at you and asks, "Aren't you the fallen angel who came in here and bought some books earlier a few days ago about magic?"
Yes, but I found much trouble trying to learn it on my own, and I guess I overestimated my skills.
He kind of looks at you like you're dumb,
Okay,
but
I got it.
asks that asks that you can either pay for magic lessons or buy a book on magic fundamentals.
Buy the book on fundamentals.
Okay.
How much?
She says that that the book on magic fundamentals would be around like we'll say it's 5 gold. I'd make it 6
Okay.
because of your stupidity.
Wait, how much does it cost them?
What do you mean?
Like Elvis and Dread
They
when
didn't
they
buy
got it.
one because they're not stupid.
Well, then how do they learn it? People?
Other people, yeah, dumbass.
Oh,
They have friends. I'm like, you're the only one who doesn't have friends, you know.
okay. Well, I mean, try to move again. Library. Well, yes, I do. I technically know.
Acquaintance and
Such as
friend
a
are
name?
2 different things. You don't even know his name.
Yes, I do. I wrote it down.
What's his name then?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I got the name. It's coming at me.
What is it?
Hmm.
What is it? Hmm? What is it, Jamal? What's his name?
Did you delete my mem? Okay, I'm
No.
looking at what you deleted, right? Did you delete my memory of the first city I entered and the name of it?
Yes.
I mean, my character canonically just forgot the name.
Yes.
Okay, well, I need to know.
You really forgot his name. So what were you saying about you
Also-
being friends?
Okay, well, we were great friends, and okay, well, screw you, Connor. You deleted his room number from my memory.
Why the fuck would you remember that?
That's just something people remember, right? You just
No.
recall the social security number just randomly. You just do that.
Maybe learn the people you meet's names next time, you jackass.
Well, anyway, I thought I wrote it down.
You didn't.
Okay, I got
You
it.
dick.
So I
Anyways,
take
you buy it for 6 gold, extra gold piece because you're dumb and try to learn magic on.
I don't think that's how economics works.
Yeah, it's 6
but,
gold. Take it or leave it.
okay, fine. Okay, I just sure.
You buy the book on magic fundamentals for 6 gold.
I read the book as I walk to the.
I was gonna say, standing in front of the receptionist, you start
Yeah.
reading the book. He just stares at you confused, like what the fuck?
Before we continue, how the fuck did you forget about magic? I just came home from work, got my
I didn't
check.
forget
and I
about
come back to
magic.
see
I
you.
just
He
Getting-
thought
getting
that a
about
spear, getting an upgraded spear, would be better than actual magic.
You're a fucking dumbass.
Yeah, how is
Okay.
Elpis smarter than you? He got a 2.5.
okay, but I
He
have gotten
graduated with a
insulted for like
2.5
3 hours.
GPA.
I got it.
You're dumber than a guy who graduated with a 2.5 GPA.
Alphys did not get a 2.5.
He had to do 2.
I did get 2.5 mostly
Why?
because at first I didn't feel like trying, and then I did.
And then he didn't.
Yeah, I didn't feel like trying, but then I did. That basically just summed up my school life.
That's the story. Right?
Yeah, again, so yeah, you're losing to a guy with a 2.5 GPA.
Okay, well, sure.
He somehow has higher perception than you.
I got that.
Like, way higher.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah,
You know what?
You're gonna have to gain the Eyes of Perception skill to, like, boost that shit soon, because your ass is...
Dang.
You know what? This
Also,
is a
Jamal,
great
are you in town yet? Are you in town yet?
I'm gonna kill myself!
There, finally, a good sound effect.
Did you find? Did you? Are
Did I find what?
you there yet? Are you there yet, mate? Are you there yet? Can we meet finally? Can we just?
He's gonna blow you up with a pipe bomb.
Actually, I mean, I don't know.
Bro was
I'm
okay
gonna-
with it. Jesus Christ.
It's not okay with it.
Bro was fine with it. Damn, okay. Well, Elpis, you got his permission.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow up Kylian. First time
Jamal,
we
I
meet, gonna
literally
blow
said
him
he's
up.
gonna blow you up with a pipe bomb. You said no. Well, I mean, well.
I mean,
You just said, that literally is exactly what you said. Am I wrong?
That it takes it out of context.
No, that is objectively exactly what you said afterwards, with no other context.
Mhm.
That is the full context.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Name what else there would be.
anyways, off to me absolutely dying on my bed.
Maybe don't. Okay.
Okay. Well, if I could, do something lore-wise, can I go?
Debatable.
Could I go outside the city, and I guess start reading the book and maybe practicing magic?
There are chairs in the Mages Guild, but I suppose you want to sit on grass. You do you. You exit the building,
That's pretty cool.
activating your wings and flying to some outskirts on some plains. Sitting underneath a tree that is objectively more uncomfortable than an actual chair. And with the added negative of not having any cooling system, although it is pretty cold. It's only like the springtime, early springtime.
Also, tree has shade.
So does the fucking house.
That's fair, but I'm closer to where I'm gonna, actually do the magic.
Okay, but you still had to also take the time to fly over there to begin reading to begin with, so.
Fair enough. Okay.
I think you understand
So-
how time works.
I mean, it would have taken me the same amount of time either way.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
I'm
But
here.
one is a more comfortable sitting position than the other.
Okay. So, read the book, or at least start reading it.
Book's quite long, many chapters. It's gonna take you a bit to get through it all.
And go through the first few chapters, hopefully, that talk about how to, cast early spells.
The first chapter is called "What is Magic?" Magic in Althvinhaim is brought forth through the use of mana. Certain species are born with mana, whilst others have to use catalysts to channel mana. Creatures who are born with mana are able to increase their mana control to control and use stronger spells, while creatures without have to find stronger catalysts. Furthermore, both magic creatures and catalysts have aptitudes. Creatures are born with aptitudes for certain elements, and in order to use others, they require a catalyst. Meanwhile, beings without mana require a catalyst and with certain elements to use that element. Magic is classified into two categories, power and element. The power ranking of magic follows lesser, basic, greater, super, and ultimate. The elements of magic are fire, water, earth, air, ice, lightning, light, dark, and cosmic. There are also magic types unique to races, like elven, fey, angelic, demonic, and draconic.
Does that mean I could learn magic, specifically like demonic
If you
nature?
can learn magic, you kind of been doing that.
Okay, but you know what I mean.
No.
Okay, race magic.
I don't know.
Well,
Is Neurobot
wait.
working yet? Kill yourself.
Well, would it not work? Or I mean, what do you mean? Cause like, do I, as a fallen angel, wouldn't I classify?
I don't know. It's for your character to figure out, dumbass.
Okay. Well then, I continue, I guess.
Continue reading the chapters, and follow the next chapter, which are what are elements. All magic spells have an element. Fire, water, earth, air, ice, and lightning are considered the true elements, as they are true aspects of nature. Meanwhile, light, dark, and cosmic magic are mystic elements. Race elements are a unique element in that the spells in those categories can only be used by members of the corresponding race. Each element has its unique characteristics and what they specialize the most in. Fire has the most raw power within the true elements. Water is the most fluid and allows for consistent and powerful spells. Earth is the most physically hard-hitting and dangerous to take head-on. Air is the most agile in all directions and has the best status effects. Ice has the best piercing and single-target abilities, and lightning has the widest range of effect. Mystic elements, however, are the most unique, as their spells don't follow any real rhyme or reason beyond corresponding with their element. Race spells, meanwhile, are related to the race they are a part of. Elven magic has the most range and precision. Fey magic is the most cost-effective and efficient. Angelic magic has the most concentrated power and specializes against demons. Demonic magic is the most cruel and cunning and specializes against angels. And finally, draconic magic is the most powerful but also the hardest to control.
Okay. I guess like understanding that now, I realize that like that's that's important. I wrote most of that stuff down. I then consider actually using, I guess, like flipping to the pages, searching for how, I'm guessing the next chapter, checking how to use magic or something along those lines.
The next chapter is a short chapter called What Are Catalysts, so you'd be wrong, but...
Okay, well then, what are catalysts?
The next chapter is what are catalysts? Catalysts are objects imbued with mana for beings without mana to wield in order to use magic. They come in infinite shapes and sizes, however their mana capacities will be based on how refined the catalyst is, meaning materials used. It is important to understand that catalysts can break if overloaded and can run out of mana if not refueled every once in a while. It's been about an hour 30 since you started reading.
What's the next chapter?
How to learn magic? Question mark.
Okay, well then, yeah, that's the important one.
This chapter reads, beings without mana inside of them require catalysts to use magic. Once a catalyst is acquired, they need only learn the spell and are able to cast it so long as the catalyst possesses that kind of magic. Meanwhile, for beings with mana inside of them, so long as they learn the spell properly, have the proper aptitude or catalyst, and enough mana, they can cast the spell. Using a spell is as simple as saying its name, and being able to properly conjure it is a different story. In order to properly conjure the spell, the user must be able to properly envision what the spell looks like in their mind, how it works, and what it's supposed to do. Once it is achieved, the user can use the spell whenever they want, so long as they have the mana for it.
Okay. Realizing this, I realized that I can start actually flipping through the other books I have, such as my one on Earth, and starting to try to learn some spells.
You open the book you purchased, which was Mage's Guide to Earth, that covers lesser, basic, and greater Earth spells. You open the cover and it gives you a brief introduction to Earth magic and it's which is basically just is an introduction to Earth magic, nothing of that you don't know already. And the chapters are of lesser, basic, and greater tier. You can flip to one of them.
I guess like first learning lesser. Also, shouldn't I have Prismatica paste it in here, or
If I
am I
didn't
wrong?
do that, I'll do it. Bro can remember the name of a random spell he learned like a week ago, but can't remember the name
Well,
of
I
the
wrote
person.
down the name, but because I did it
Oh,
right.
yeah, that makes more sense. You wouldn't remember shit. Yeah.
Okay. I don't.
What's his fucking name?
You-
That's what I thought.
What Prismatica?
No, the demon. You know what I'm fucking talking about.
Jeff.
Not even close. He's gonna hate you for that.
He doesn't even know.
He does now.
Okay.
You open to the lesser spells section. It gives a brief introduction. The weakest spells, considered training or life spells, as their main practical application is in everyday life. There's only 5 earth spells, and they're all cheap as fuck. Compared to the spells for light you've been learning, these all cost less than 10 mana and do virtually nothing. You can still learn them if you want, but I mean, up to you.
I realized that they're probably mostly useless, and that like most of them I could probably just do more with my spirit legitimately. So I flipped to greater.
You don't say. I personally don't think that your spear can do the same amount of damage as just a normal ball of dirt, just because of how much you probably suck with said spear. But
Okay.
you said basic or greater.
I guess basic.
Okay. Flipping to the next section, you open the basic spells, which you note that light magic doesn't have. It only starts at greater. Basic spells reads the most common and most abundant spells. They cover a variety of different uses, and you cannot go wrong with them. Compared to the lesser and greater spells you've been learning, the basic spells have 15 total earth spells, each of them at a really pretty reasonable cost, ranging from 40 to 70.
I flipped through. What are they?
You scan through the list of the table of contents, and it reads Vanguard, Stone Shot, Earthcracker, Fists of Stone, Stone Wall, Harden, Fortify, Spiked Shot, Lesser Avalanche, Boulder, Stone Spear, Rumble, Bloom, Fertilize, and Greenery.
Let me learn Vanguard first.
Okay. You decide to pick on the first one, Vanguard, which you recognize as a weapon, as an elemental weapon spell, just like the Prismatica that you learned. However, this one's much cheaper at only 70 mana. The spell reads: the user's arms and hands become stone, increasing their durability and power. User can also cross their arms, forming a magic earth shield in front of them.
I guess I tried to envision that, and start to try to like form these gauntlet type weapons.
Mm-hmm. Deciding to like actually learn, now that you actually know how magic works, you should probably fucking mark these spells. So I'm just gonna, if you don't have a place for magic, I'm just gonna throw them in here.
Well, I mean, I'm doing it in like this middle area, but I
Yeah, but you
guess
have like no titles. You just put down the spells and didn't put light magic or anything.
that's fair.
Anyways. Hold on. Anyways, yeah. Now that you actually understand how learning magic works and you're no longer as much of a dumbass for thinking you do it on your own, you picture in your mind the ideas of your arms and hands basically just becoming rock, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
and cast Vanguard. Unlike the greater spells of light magic, this one comes to you much easier. You assume it's because the greater spells are much more complex than the basic ones, as just
Mm-hmm.
based off of the names alone. You look at your arms and hands, and they're currently made of rock. You got 3 minutes of duration.
I try to make a shield with them just as practice.
Crossing your arms, a large brown, bronzish colored shield appears in front of you, covering most of your body.
Mm-hmm.
However, it doesn't really extend to your feet and like lower ankles.
Mm-hmm. I make note of that because like, in an actual fight scenario, I might want to use Silver Skies to protect those, from more damage.
Uh huh.
I go back to the spells. I remember you said Boulder. I think that would be helpful, so I try to learn that one.
Scrolling to the pages, you find the spell Boulder. It has a mana cost of 50. The range is dependent and has a cooldown of 15 seconds. The user creates a boulder in front of them and can roll it. It's yeah.
It just it just becomes a freaking Clash of Clans character. So I guess I try to envision it and do it.
You imagine more or less a big ass boulder appearing in front of you, and it works on the first try. Next thing you know, a boulder about 1.5 times the size of you appears in front of you, slightly glowing with mana. Because you're on a flat plane, you can't really move it, but you kind of can slowly roll it as you push against it.
hmm
After the cooldown ends, the boulder disappears into like sparks of magic.
Okay. I try greenery, remembering it, thinking that it's probably, an agricultural spell, but like I might as well try it.
Greenery reads: the user grows all grass user grows grass and dirt around them, with a range of
Um,
5 meters and a mana cost of 35.
Actually, there's no point in wasting mana on that. So, alright, what are the other ones?
From the top once again: Stone Shot, Earth Cracker, Fist of Stone, Stone Wall, Harden, Fortify, Spiked Shot, Lesser Avalanche, Stone
What
Spear.
is Lesser Avalanche?
Lesser Avalanche reads: mana cost 60, range 20 meters, cooldown 30 seconds. The user shoots 3 shots of stone from their palm in the direction they're pointing in.
hmm Um, I try to do it, I guess, like envision it.
You imagine, like, basically bullets of stone being shot from your hand and cast Lesser Avalanche. It works the first time, and 3 what can basically be described as large pointed rocks shoot from your hand, smashing into a tree, doing pretty considerable damage to said tree.
Okay. So, realizing that, this is pretty powerful, but, okay. It seems, I should probably write basic next to them, actually, now that I think about it. Because these are basic spells, and I'd want to remember that. Uh, yeah. Okay. Um, Realizing that, I still have like 300 mana, I want to learn a greater spell, so I flip to that.
Satisfied with the few spells you've learned, You then open the next chapter to greater spells. Greater spells reads, the more advanced form of magic. This tier is considered the best overall tier for its versatility, power, and cost. However, this is only true for the people who can learn this form of magic successfully. Remember learning a few light spells from this, and note that just like the light, there are 10 spells for the earth magic. Greater tier.
I guess I would try the one like after Vanguard because like I know Vanguard is the first one.
Well, I mean, it's upgraded Vanguard.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to read Greater Vanguard, that's fine. You skip over Greater Vanguard and read the other 9 spells in the Greater Earth tier. Avalanche, Stone Lance, Aura of Geomancy, Spiked Rapture, Tectonic Elevation, Overgrowth, Meteor Strike, and Refine.
What is tectonic elevation?
The user stomps on the ground and creates a crack ring around the user. The ground within the ring shoots up to 40 meters, carrying the user with it.
I learned that because that sounds like actually kind of cool.
You decide to learn Tectonic Elevation, but unlike the basic, and you remember how long it took you to learn the greater spells, you hope that by understanding how magic works, this will take longer. And although it takes you around 30 minutes to learn the spell, not as long as it took you to learn the light ones. You probably mark this as a greater spell, by the way.
Yeah.
With the math, it's 220, 270. 70 plus 50 is 120, plus 60 is 180. 180, 200, and you've burned through about 340 of your mana and have 160 left.
Realizing that it'd probably be useful to learn Vanguard Greater, because I mean that is fair. It is the better
Did you
weapon.
spell Steel Spear as in...
Wait, where? Wow, you saw nothing. Connor, just why do you have to tell everyone let some things die. I feel like that'd be a good compromise. I don't see how this matters, right?
It does.
I'm gonna fail the AP Lit exam, but that's different, okay?
How did you spell it like that?
I don't know. It looks right in my head.
It doesn't. I know you're Middle Eastern, and so like the only thing you can do is steal. Which is why you're so used to the word.
This
But,
isn't
like, Jamal,
racism.
yeah, it is. Got a problem with that?
Yes,
What?
that racism wrong.
Prove it.
Okay. So you see, racism actually puts some people down in the hierarchy compared to
But that's
others.
good.
No. No, since race doesn't actually affect, like
But it does.
things such as what? I didn't even finish my sentence. What do you mean it does?
It just does. You heard me.
Okay, you know what? Never mind.
Anyways, you figure you might as well try and learn the greater tier Vanguard. However, you know that it costs 200 mana, so you don't have enough mana to cast it. You
Okay.
start to notice a pattern that the mana magic weapons are more expensive on average than the rest of the spells in the same tier.
Okay. In that case, I try to learn another spell. This time, Stone Lance or like, what was it?
Stone Lance? Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
spell. Costs exactly 160. Using it will completely deplete your mana pool.
Okay, I guess I will.
Okay. Stone Lance costs 160 mana, has a dependent range and a cooldown of 10 seconds. The user creates a lance of stone that they can throw towards their enemy.
I guess like I try throwing it again at the tree just to test its damage. If
It
the
takes
tree's
you
still
about
standing.
30 minutes to, again, learn the spell. Afterwards, a massive stone lance appears in your hand, much bigger than your spear. Although it's much larger, and if you stood it up, it'd be about 2 times, it'd be maybe 1.5 times longer than you. We're able to wield it with relative ease. You throw it as hard as you can and get a pretty good distance on it, and it basically unroots the entire tree you hit, and the tree just kind of goes flying with it, similar to how if you shot like an apple with an arrow, the apple just sticks to the arrow and keeps going, kind of thing.
Okay. I'll label that as crater. Realizing that, I ran out of mana, there's no point for me to still be doing this. So, I go back into the city. This time, I want to meet back with the blacksmith, right?
Whose name I
And talk
assume
to
you
him
also
about what I
forgot.
can find in South What?
With that, whose name I assume you also forgot.
No, I wrote it down.
What is it?
We'll have to find it. Well, I did write it down. Wait, did I write it down? I wrote it down. I wrote it down. I had to.
You didn't.
I had.
You didn't write it down.
How did I not write it down?
Because you suck with names, apparently, canonically.
Apparently. Okay, well then, I go and continue on me journey. And, I'm pretty sure his name is on the sign, right? Of his business.
Yes. So how you forgot is even more bewildering to me.
So, I walk towards the blacksmith.
Explain to me
Or,
how
like,
you
blacksmith,
managed to, like, forget the name of the guy who literally...
I don't know, man. I'm bad with names. I forgot my best friend's
You
name. I
write
want
them
that.
down.
Bro, even when I don't write them down. I knew Daniel for, like, 2 years in middle school, and I forgot his name still. So, like, I don't
How
know
did you fuck
how I
that
know
up?
someone for 2 years, talk to them constantly, and forget their name, but I can't. I'm capable of anything, apparently.
Anyways,
How many people...
Well, I didn't write his name down either because that's your job, so I'll make up a new one. Heading back over to the blacksmith who bought you the gold sword off of you. That's not good. I accidentally hit my monitor. Okay.
Did it break?
No. You walk up to the blacksmith you had once walked, forgetting his name. You look at the sign, but the sign has been taken down for repairs.
What do you mean? Okay, you actual. What do you mean? It was
remembered his
perfectly
name.
fine.
Should have
No,
remembered his
no,
name.
no.
The sign got damaged in a yeah.
Okay. Connor, okay, I can't just walk in there and make sure he does, like, I just, like, keep saying things to, like, make sure he doesn't, like, realize I forgot his name. Because you're gonna be like, wait a sec, do you remember my name? Just, like, randomly in a conversation.
What? Me? No.
Okay. I go into the, blacksmith. It's not, what would I call it? I just call it the blacksmith, right? Or blacksmithery?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. I go in there and I search for the man himself.
Mm-hmm. You enter the blacksmith and notice the many apprentices working on lesser crafts. Notice the blacksmith who once helped you standing in the room at the center, giving out orders.
I walk up to him and greet him. Hello.
Blacksmith looks at you and laughs, saying that good to see that you're back. And that sword of yours made him a good amount of money. He asks if you need anything.
I ask him, I remember our conversation on the types of spears I can get, right? And you mentioned that, like, Salfantis is full of materials and stuff. Do you know much about Salfantis?
He looks at you and says, "Not much. Never been there. Apparently, it's the biggest kingdom in the world with underground complexes stretching across the entire continent. If you don't have a guide, you'll easily get lost and die of starvation. I heard their tunnels cover every single layer of cavern, allowing them to mine every type of ore they want at ease.
Okay. I asked him if I were able to ask him what was the element that would allow what are like the more important materials that would allow me to like that I could find in like South Fantas that could help me upgrade my spear.
He looks at
guess.
you and says that you can't just go into South Fantasy and get ores.
I ask him what is the process?
He says you need to get a miner's permit, prove that you're capable of mining, study the manual to pass the test. That way you can get a certificate for mining. Then only afterwards you still have to go to the unions and report everything you mine. And only then they take a part of it. And then the ores left you can keep to yourself. Alternatively, you can buy it, but with how they do business there, I guarantee the prices will be chalked up to hell.
That is fair. But I do think. Sorry, go on.
He then looks at you and says, "Why would you even care? You're a demon. You excel at magic. Why would you want a spear made out of a slightly better ore?"
Wasn't one of the spears like allowing me to like capture souls the more powerful? The more
It's
or
also
something like that?
illegal.
It is illegal. That is fair. All right, that's right. I cannot bring that around places like visibly. Wasn't there another one that was like helps you like conduct elements?
Yes.
What was that called?
I don't know. I'm not the blacksmith.
Okay. Ask him. Wasn't there something that might help me conduct magic through my weapon?
Oh, Manulin? I mean, yeah, but again, it's not as good as just using magic. Why are you so insistent on this? I see literally no
Would
purpose in it.
Malian cost me mana?
He says yes.
Okay. In which case, is Malian like worth it ever?
He looks at you and says, if you find some, yeah. But going to South Fantas just to find it, mine it, or buy it yourself, what's the point?
That's that's fair. I thank him for his advice, right? But you know what? Determined to see another kingdom, feeling bored of, or not bored, but I guess like feeling that I've seen enough of South Kyrith for now, and I will probably revisit when the festival happens. That I think that my character should probably go to the Adventurers Guild and check if I could get a guide. No, just to like learn more about South Fantas. I just want to go there.
Deciding to go anyways for literally no reason, you head over to the Adventurers Guild after thanking the blacksmith for the information, and you're now in the guild.
I walk up to the I guess like register and bid them hello. I ask
Bid
if
them
there's a way.
hello.
You can. That's a phrase, right?
Bid them goodbye.
I know you. Can you bid someone hello?
You don't say it.
Is not correct in written English language. Okay.
Well, get fucked.
Well, what do they know? They're all.
They're only the dictionary.
Okay, but I walk up there and I ask, hello, do you know where I could find a guide for South Fantas? Also, I feel like my character would just be interested because, labor unions. But like,
He
that's
has
just
heard nothing of that.
Didn't he?
He heard union. That's it.
Actually, that's fair because it doesn't have to be a labor union. Okay, well, I let them talk. The receptionist.
Receptionist explains to you that they have a few drow elves working for the guild who would be willing to take on an expedition to Salfantis. However, you'd have to pay a good amount because of the distance between them and Salfantis, and also the fact that they have to guide you through the caves. And they also tell you that the guide won't continue after you enter Salfantis. If you ever want to leave, you will also have to purchase a guide to get out.
Mm-hmm. I ask how much would that like cost me, like for instance.
She spends a few minutes pulling out like some basically like calculators, but like the medieval kinds,
Mhm.
and begins doing the math. She says, "Distance trip from here." You hear her muttering to herself about the distance between here and Salfantis, the cost of renting an adventurer for such a long time. She then looks at you and asks if you want anything else, like a carriage, or the like, or do you just want the guide,
A carriage or a what?
or like guards or whatever.
Um, I'll do without guards.
And the carriage.
Sure, I'll do. Actually, um, it is a. Okay, it spans the entirety of the underground, so sure.
You know the carriage is just for the trip to Southampton, not for the trip underground.
Except for this offense.
Did you
Are
accept
we
him
going over the water or over like the land?
over the land?
Okay. Which, can I enter the Great Fairy Forest?
Yeah.
I just can't go deep.
I mean, yeah, more or less.
Okay. Well then, no, I don't need a carriage or guards. I got this. I learned Stone Spear.
Uh-huh. Anyways,
What did I join do? I don't need security. I have stone spear.
wait, Dreddy, did you see what the ping I said in our discussion? Yeah.
Yeah, looks like he's planning to steal a spear. I'm not quite sure what the
Yeah,
thought
honestly,
process is.
he
but...
says it looks normal to him, by the way.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Look,
You're
look,
capping. You're lying to me.
look.
Lying. There's no
Yes, I am
shot.
lying. I was
I
capped.
don't believe
You're
you.
right. You're so right. You're so correct.
He was
I'm
not,
always correct. What's your point?
He was not, in fact, capping.
I.
Okay. Well then, I
What?
get the carriage, and
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I guess like no, I don't. I mean, we can. I'm paying him to walk. Actually, wouldn't the carriage make it more cost effective? Because like I wouldn't have to pay him for as much time.
I don't know. I'm not the fucking receptionist.
Okay. Well, I ask her, is the carriage more cost effective or not?
She nods but says that if any extreme damage happens to the carriage or the horses, you'll be responsible for that.
I feel like you're gonna cause extreme damage, but yeah, sure.
What? No.
I see what's happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah, face to face
That
is
might
danger
make
and
your
it's
character
range.
boring as shit. Anyways, she continues to do the calculations and asks if you will get your own food and water.
Could I even stock up on that much?
I don't fucking know.
Like food without expiring?
I don't know.
Are we like
It's a
salting
magical
beans?
world, Jamal. Use some sort of witchcraft. I don't know.
Summon
I'm
apple.
sorry to backseam games so much, but like the lack of thought process. Is
Well, yeah,
concerning.
Jamal has the least creativity out of everyone in Althvinhaim.
I'm opening a Apollinite.
Like,
for
that's
Okay, I
really
asked them,
creativity. He does not
okay.
think at all how anything could like be manipulated in this fantasy way. He treats it like it's like the real world. It's really sad.
I'm gonna be
Okay.
third.
Stop
champion
laughing
with
off your
full
problems.
bindings while you do this.
All right. I asked
Jamal
them.
laughs off his problems more often than the Joker laughs in general.
Okay, I get that.
You know it's true.
Okay, I get. Okay. Well, I get. Well, I asked them because they're in front of me. How would storing food work? Could it not expire?
She says and looks at you and says, "Have you never salted food before?"
I ask her. Is there any like effective way to store that much water? on like a carriage.
She looks at
as
you and
like
says, "Have you not ever used a barrel?" She seems more
You
and
know
more
what?
confused. You ask,
Okay.
asking if you
Well-
know. Asks you then looks at you and asks if you know what a container is.
Okay, I got it. Okay. So, I agree that like I don't have any food or water on me, and that like yeah, I pay to like provide that.
She then calculates that into the equation as well.
Mm-hmm. And I like, is there any more calculation or is that it?
That should be it. She says, "Okay, 2.5 day trip to Salfantis. Cost of one of our guides. 2 days. That'll be That'll be 15 silver a day. 15, 30, we'll round that to 40 silver, 2 gold. And plus the carriage, the initial expenses." She mutters to herself for a while as you kind of try to overhear. You hear that the cost of the guide alone is about 2 gold. The cost of the carriage, assuming no maintenance, is about a gold. Is another 2 gold. The horses are a gold each, so that's 4 gold total. And she says that the food and water expenses for the 2.5 days will amount to another 3 gold. So that's 9 gold total for the trip.
I said, well, that is expensive, but I will pay it, so I can go into Salfantis, and I probably have enough money to cover the trip back if needed. Cause
You hand her the 9 gold, and she asks when you'd like to depart.
I'm gonna guess today's not possible.
She says, I mean, unless you want to leave it like as the sun starts to set.
Yeah, probably not the greatest idea. Okay. Well, I tell her that like I guess like 10 in the morning, right? Like when my character wakes up,
Uh-huh.
that I'll be ready for the trip, and I guess like I just go back to the hotel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I haven't
Based on
eaten
his calculations, Elpis will miss Jamal by about 10 hours. Which is really funny.
Wait, what?
You're gonna miss Jamal by about 12 hours.
Oh shit, no!
We can't interact. It wasn't meant to be.
Actually,
Fuck you.
You could have just found a way to delay your character, but you chose not to, so.
Exactly.
Do you want me to delay it?
I don't care.
Fucking delay it.
Okay, well, how much would I delay it by? Because if I meet you, I feel like that's a big significant part of the story.
No one loves you. If we look at the timeline, Elpis fucking helped, Alania.
Elania.
You're terrible with names.
Yeah,
It's
we both are. No,
It's no, it's just you.
fuck you.
You know it is. Last time I checked, you named yourself Elpis. I named myself a Sylvius. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. So he helps Alania on Castier the 16th. It's currently Castier the 16th for Jamal. So theoretically, Jamal would leave tomorrow on Castier the 17th. So it depends on how quickly, Elpis, you get to Sal Kyrith. Because by the time you get home, you'll probably immediately go to sleep on Castier the 17th.
I could delay it, right?
You took delay to Castier the 17th, and I can just leave then.
Yeah, if Jamal decides to postpone no Castier the 18th, you should arrive by then, if you leave post-haste.
Yeah, if I leave immediately, probably take Ren with me if I, can try to convince them.
We'll see.
Ren's the special tool that I'll use to help me later.
Okay.
Specifically against the Sylvius.
Fucking
This is a surprise.
Ren's
tool.
gonna be my mouse tool.
Yeah.
Also, wait, Elvis, my character will immediately recognize your name.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No way. Yeah, that's
Okay,
crazy.
I guess, you know what, sure, whatever. I'll delay it till the 18th, I guess. I'll go back
Fucking
and,
yes.
and be like, you know what, can we do it the 18th?
Yeah, suddenly your character just
Yes,
decides.
like,
Hey,
I
I think
mean,
I
you
should
could just
delay
be like,
it,
you think you still have things you could do in the city, and so
Yeah. 'Cause I have only been to like what, like the guild, the library, and like the blacksmith, and that's like it,
yeah.
right? I guess like I still want to go around and like do stuff in the city and like maybe learn more about the festival since I will be coming back for that, right? So I want to like ask some of the locals about it.
The receptionist nods and then asks, "When would you like to postpone? When would you like to have the trip?"
I guess like let's just do like at let's just do the 8th on noon, right?
You don't know the dates in this world. You know that, right?
Yeah, there are
okay.
no dates in this
Jamal
world for you.
is the king of assuming he knows everything in
Oh,
Althvinhaim.
okay. Well, okay. Then I guess like
I thought that was
after
me for a
tomorrow,
second. I'm
Yeah,
not
I know,
gonna lie.
right?
right? So
Tomorrow.
like after tomorrow at like noon, right?
After tomorrow? You mean the day after tomorrow?
Yeah, the day after tomorrow. So
That's what you say. You don't say after tomorrow. Oh my god. Bro does not know English. Anyways. The lady then checks her calendar and says, "Okay, that'll be Kestir the 18th at noon then?"
sure.
She nods and then says, "Do note that if you are not here by an hour after, we will be canceling your trip and you cannot get a refund. Unless you speak to us beforehand that you need to cancel."
Okay.
She thanks you.
I guess.
Yeah. She thanks you for your... and wishes you good luck on your trip when it inevitably comes. And yeah, you're now in the Adventurers Guild, just kind of standing around again.
If I meet Elpis, it's probably gonna take up the last part of the session, right?
Well, I mean, he has to do his session, and then we can merge it.
Yeah,
once
I
he
have to
gets
do my
there.
session. I can't do my session tomorrow because I have work. I can do it on Sunday.
That sounds like a skill issue. Just don't have work.
No, because I'm making fucking money.
I bet you're making minimum wage, but okay.
You would be right because I'm starting. Because I'm starting out my
You
job.
started?
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I'm starting. No, I started today,
I wanna
or
see
technically
pen-
I started on
What's
Sunday.
pen minimum wage? How bad is it?
It's
Oh,
not
it's
$7 an hour.
federal.
It's
federal.
It's not $7 an hour. I
It's
could say, God, it's not $7
$7.25.
an hour.
Oh my
Last,
god.
no, in
Wait, I'm sorry.
What?
What are you guys
You
talking
have the
about?
federal
was- oh, okay.
minimum.
Wait, what? Pardon?
He has
Like,
the
what's
fe-
happening now?
I was checking
Minimum
Penn's
wage.
minimum wage.
Yeah.
Bro,
PA's
we have
minimum wage.
$12 an hour over here as minimum wage, Lamau.
Wait,
Yeah.
what is his minimum wage?
7.25, the federal minimum.
That's the federal. Yeah, that is.
Oh, no.
So you see, I got my
Oh.
minimum
Which
wage.
isn't enough to
Okay,
live
but here's
off
the thing.
of, by the way, which I find really funny.
Oh no, I'm living off of
Oh,
$11 an
no.
hour, starting out.
So you're still making less than we do at minimum wage, lol.
That's insane.
We're actually supposed to
pretty
reach...
wild. I'm not
Actually,
gonna lie.
Virginia's gonna raise it to 15 by 2026.
Penn also, I think.
Okay, but Penn's poor as
Bro.
fuck.
Yeah, no, Elvis is sitting here like, what?
What's the Texas?
Bro, let me move there. I want my giant to transfer me over to there. I want money.
What's the Texas minimum wage? Oh, Texas minimum wage is also the federal minimum.
Yeah,
You guys, okay.
yeah. That's why I'm coming over, by the way, just so you
Just because
know.
money, which is fair, honestly.
Yeah,
Money.
well, no, that's one of the reasons. The other reasons is,
Yeah, but we can
friends.
continue your session until Kestir the 18th. And then we'll start off Elpis' session, and we'll see what happens then.
Okay, because I want to go to South Ventus, like, specifically because I want my character to be, like, curious about, like, the rest of the world. And I do want to start something in South Ventus and instigate something. Because South Ventus is so big that, like, unlike Kyrith, I don't feel like I'm going to get Inquisitored if I do anything. So, and also there's,
I like
as
how
a
Jamal's
nation with
explanation
different
for wanting to go to South Ventus is the fact that South Kyrith is too peaceful and too cool of a nation and too genuinely
no, I'm saying
happy.
that's my, okay,
for
that's not
him
my
to want to
character.
do
It's
That's,
too
things.
peaceful. It's too happy.
that's not my character.
His character
justification. They're just
looked at
curious.
South Kyrith and was like, "Oh, it's too nice here. I want to go to a place where I can cause trouble and suffering for the locals."
No, okay.
Yeah, where can I torture the locals? Where's
That's
the good stuff?
okay.
Literally.
My characters is just curiosity
Shut
because
up.
they want to learn more.
Shut
Just
up.
curiosity? You want to
No
cause
one
chaos
believes you,
just
bro.
because you're curious?
No,
No one believes
that's
you, bro.
what I'm saying is like I want to move there because it would allow my character to have more like freedom of options without getting
I
arrested.
mean, there's also Salwalonia attempting to break into South Lunar, the village of elves, then again to
Dude,
South
I just killed the collector.
You're
Why does he
Well,
want
okay.
to Jamal?
exploring. You're not exploring the fucking Albania first, dickhead.
Okay. Well, see,
That's
my
what I'm
goal
gonna
was
do. I'm
like,
first gonna explore Albania to its fullest and then move on.
I mean, with very, very smart planning, by the way.
Yeah,
well,
and, know the layout of the land. Don't just absolutely land somewhere and go somewhere else to some
Yeah.
other new country. You don't know where you are.
well,
that
wait,
doesn't seem,
aren't you
that
going to
doesn't seem
South
quite
Kyron?
wise, I'll be honest.
Well, yeah, because he's been in Salwalonia
Yeah, I'm going to
for
South
like a week
Kairos
now.
later. Yeah, I'm gonna be later, but I'm gonna explore the area most of the area that I can.
Okay,
No,
well,
and
I
then-
do have.
no.
Okay. Well, the thing is like, well, I mean, that's. Like, I'll spend the we'll spend the next like day, exploring the city, right? And I guess I guess like today and the next day in story, and then like I'll go to South Antis, do stuff there, maybe go into Salavictus,
And die.
incognito, obviously. Well, okay, if I get caught.
Well, yeah, if you get caught, which is very likely.
I mean, wouldn't I
Yes.
die if I go into Sal Lunar? Southerner?
I mean, yeah, that too, but like less likely.
Well, isn't the forest legit hostile?
I mean, so is the Haldrados one technically.
No, it's
That's-
unlegit hostile, Jamal. Just so you know.
No, because like you can't even enter because there's spells. They'd have to let you in, right?
Fuck.
Guys, it's the 2 pounds of terror downstairs that terrify Jamal every waking moment.
We
Guys,
call
it's the Jedi Temple guards that terrify Jamal. He's scared for his life.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Maroth killed a
Can
Leviathan
the-
and his ass is too
What
scared of
the
a
heck?
haunted forest. Ain't no way.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I trekked through a forest, Jamal. I bled and died.
Bro
in that
literally was
forest,
in the Great
basically.
Monster Forest.
Like- But the city is. I wouldn't see it, right? Because like it's hidden, right? Like
Yes.
through
It's the
magic.
city, guys. I gotta
Well,
move
what
in.
did
I
that
gotta
say?
get
Yeah.
minimum.
Why
They'd
is
have
that
to let me in.
toxic? Why is
Am
that
I strong
toxic?
enough to contest that magic?
I don't know. Bird fought a Leviathan though.
Okay, well, like me going to South Antis is like, you know. Okay, never mind.
I think you
You know
just
what?
suck.
I'm just gonna
low key.
Okay, I'm trying to do something with South Antis. I'm trying to like get a different
Trying
Trying to
Agree
start
with
an
it.
armed revolution.
I'm not. The country is peaceful right now. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, everything is.
Yeah,
That's what the peaceful
exactly.
age, you dumb
You
fuck.
want to change that?
Yeah.
I don't want to change that.
Yeah, you do. Anyways,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Labor unions don't have to be violent. I mean, most of the time they're not. So we could just like work on reform, try to like pressure, union action, strike, maybe
You know what does
violence
have to
if
be-
needed.
I'm gonna bow to Grim, actually, Jamal. That's something you never did, by the way.
Okay, Grim didn't deserve it.
Did you also? How many times did you lose to him though?
Doesn't Grim not even
Wait.
bow to you in the Pantheon? He bows to the Godseeker.
Yeah, exactly. I bowed to him while he was bowing. It's a bow chain.
It's about
Yeah, it's like you never play bow.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, I go outside and I try to find some people I can have a discussion with.
As you wait for the coming days, you decide to go outside and look for any locals to talk to about the coming festival you've heard about. You see first you see is an older looking sun elf carrying some food back home, some like young adult, like middle age I should say, sun elves discussing something and a bunch of sun elf children playing in the streets. Having more fun than you ever did in your childhood.
I go up to like the adults and I start asking about the upcoming festival and what it'll entail.
Alpus, mute your dumb ass. Dread server mute his ass.
Can't I server mute him?
I mean, yeah, but
Server, mute him. Mute him. Mute him.
I was
We're
referring
muting
to
you.
Albus.
Fuck you.
We're literally referring to you.
Well, you see, I have noise in the background, so
Bro is literally self-hating. That's actually hilarious.
yeah, I. Fine. Fuck you.
Mute them. This is okay. Well, I talk to the adults and I try to ask them about the festivals coming up.
You approach the elves and they look at you as you greet them and ask if you need anything. Noting your
hello.
wings.
Oh, okay. Well, I say hello. I am new here. I hear there is a festival going to be held in like maybe like 30 days. Can you tell me more about it? What is it? And what is the celebration about?
Hold on.
Why did that sound so patronizing for no reason?
Because Jamal doesn't know how to speak with people.
Hello, would you like to tell me about the Sun Festival?
Well,
By the way, I beat True
Because
Master
he has no
Gordon with
idea how to like
ease.
speak in a different voice because he has zero roleplay
How the
experience.
fuck-
Because any
just
time he
talk.
has the opportunity to, he thinks he has to sound like a weird edgelord.
I have an excuse because my mic is dog shit.
Like there was a show while I was anime where I was watching where the main character got brought into a different world and as his video game character and had to speak like how he spoke in the game because his social skills were in real life were so shit he couldn't even muster a conversation with a person. That's just Jamal.
I feel like I know that anime.
Probably there are a few like it that reference that.
There are many like it, but this
I'm
one is
regretting
mine.
doing lore.
Why? Would have ended the same way anyways. Your character's boring. Anyways.
No, keep doing lore.
Damn, me personally, I want to take that.
I mean, Albus's lore was boring too, but he actually picked it up in the third session, so now it's not as boring.
To be fair, the first 2 sessions was me getting to know the area.
I mean, fair enough. But Jamal was like, he knew the area. He just decided, history!
Exactly, history, fucking nerd.
Anyways, yeah. So you asked them about the upcoming festival, and they ask if you mean the Sunstar Festival.
Yeah. What is the celebration about?
They look at you and explain that they assume that you're not from around here. And one of the taller Sun Elf looks and explains that the Sunstar Festival runs from Dalier the 8th to the 10th. For those 3 days, schools and jobs are paused in Salkirith as everyone in the kingdom celebrates the birthday of Mendias, which is on the 10th. He explains that people usually start planning on getting prepared for the festival 1 or 2 weeks in advance. The festival involves lots of bright colors, including red, orange, yellow, and some purples. During the festival, houses all across Salkirith will be decorated in colorful streamers and banners. The man explains that with the symbol of Mendias' symbol on the front door. The man explains that Mendias' symbol is a bright geometrical sun painted yellow and white. He further explains that the streets of Salkirith during the festival will be covered in bright colors as well as stalls with food and goods stretching all across. The festival doesn't stop even into the night, and at times you will find people at all times you will find people partying and enjoying the festivities. The man explains that the first day of the Sunstar Festival is dedicated to partying and spending time with family. The High Priest and the Cardinals personally set up games, cookouts, and other fun events for both children and adults to enjoy. Foreigners are also invited to join in on the festivities. The festival has become a tourist attraction to more than just Sun Elves. Many consider it a time to visit Salkirith at its fullest to try traditional Sun Elf cuisine and buy Sun Elf goods at cheaper prices. The man continues explaining that the second day of the Sunstar Festival is dedicated to eating and drinking. Massive food stalls and events will be laid out displaying every Sun Elf dish you can imagine and more. The idea is that you must be completely satiated and satisfied to properly worship and appreciate Mendias' glory the next day. During this time, every citizen in Salkirith will be eating a massive feast either with family, friends, or a group of Sun Elves in general. The man concludes, finally explaining that the last day of the festival is dedicated to praying and worshipping Mendias. There will be massive gatherings around the Pantheon of the Sun, where every follower of the Sun Faith will gather and pray. Once everyone is in prayer position, the High Priest will appear and say an original speech thanking Mendias for allowing the Sun Faith to prosper for another year. Then, using their unique skill, the High Priest will call to Mendias for a blessing, of which he will respond usually with a magical display. The following 2 days will be spent cleaning up and returning to daily life, and The man explains that the Sunstar Festival is by far one of the most well-known and largest festivals in Althvinhaim. People from all 3 main continents will come to see and enjoy the festivities, and that he's even seen demons from the demon realm making the trip to the overworld to join in on the fun. He explains that it's the only festival he knows of in the world that are marked on people's calendars across the world.
Ask him. I'm sorry, I didn't catch the dates. What are they?
He explains it runs from Dalier the 8th to Dalier the 10th.
The 10th. Okay. I think him a lot. I ask. Is there anything I should do to prepare for the celebration? As you did say, people prepare beforehand.
He looks at you and says, he explains that generally the main people who are preparing are the ones who actually live in residential homes in South Kyrith. That's mostly decorating. And he explains that mostly only the Sun Elves are the ones decorating their houses, preparing food, and preparing what to do for the day. He explains that traditionally travelers tend to usually not do as much. However, if he really wants to, he might be able to find he might be able to go to the Pantheon of the Sun and offer his assistance to the cardinals in the setting of things up. However, that won't be until maybe 2 weeks before the festival, which, yeah.
I find that interesting. I thank him. I go, thanks for the advice and the information. Hopefully I'll see you at the festival. Thank you for your time. And
The man says goodbye as well as you walk away back to essentially Central Street.
Thinking that I'm much more well informed on the festival, I walk around seeing what I can find in the city.
Deciding to take the rest of the day, it is basically early evening now, to explore the city a bit. You walk in no particular direction, taking note of your routes. You know how to get back to the inn. As you walk, you eventually come across a large-looking building. It reminds you of the Mages Guild and the Adventurers Guild in terms of design. However, unlike the Adventurers Guild, which has a sword and shield, and the Mages Guild that has a spear and a staff and an orb, this building seems to have a hammer and a metal ingot on it.
I go in to investigate what it is.
You think it might be a large blacksmith. However, as you enter, you note that there isn't the traditional smell of ash and iron with the sounds of clanking metals. However, you note that it is very probably another guild building, as you notice many artisan grafters within of all varieties: blacksmith, metal workers, alchemists, and the like, all there discussing their craft. You notice, like every other guild, there is a receptionist at the front. 3, actually.
I walk up to one of them and I ask them, "What building is this?"
You walk to the receptionist and ask her where, and she greets you, and you ask where this is. She explains to you that this is the Weapons Guild / Armory, one of the 4 guilds that serve under the Greater Guild Union.
I ask them, what happens here? What do you guys do?
She explains that the Weapons Guild serves as a place for artisans and other craftsmen, both domestic and military, as well as logistics, to meet and discuss their craft, to develop it for the betterment of all people. She explains that as well as being a place for people passionate about that, she points the receptionist to your left and says that you can also buy and sell ingredients that you use to make weapons, such as wood and other metals. Then she points to her right and says, and over there you can buy weapons that are already made and put on sale, or alternatively request a commission to have a weapon made for you.
I find that interesting. I realized that if I did actually want the material, I could probably ask here and just pay a fine instead of going to South Antis. But I do still want to explore the city, so or I guess it's not a city. It's multiple, right?
Yes, it's a kingdom,
like
every other place in Avenia, you dumb fuck.
Does it have way more population than any place?
Probably.
Because okay. in scale. Okay.
Not as populated as your
I-
mom's bedroom, but anyways.
Okay. Okay. I ask, does my Adventurers Guild membership help register me here, or should I just, do the paperwork?
She explains that the guild card is especially a specialty of the Adventurers Guild, and the Adventurers Guild exists not only as a place to fight monsters and to accept quests, but also as a place of identification. She explains that if you're interested in their craft and wish to register with the guild, she explains that unlike the Adventurers Guild card, which serves as an actual identification, the Weapons Guild card would just almost serve as like a proof of admission and would allow you to access some more of their facilities.
Ask them, is there anything I have to do to obtain one?
She says, just demonstrate to us what craft you're interested in.
hmm I said I heard about alchemy. What kind of materials can you make with alchemy?
She says, alchemy is mainly about making potions and other brews to benefit adventurers. She asks if you'd like to learn how to make potions and such. I mean, I can make you we either have a book or some classes on it.
Um, is a class happening today or tomorrow?
She says yes, but it's the evening, so they're either all booked or already happened.
Okay. Is one happening tomorrow?
She says yes, there's actually, let me check.
Has
Calendar.
Elpis increased his mana pool, right?
Everyone has besides you.
Okay. And you do that by like really focusing and like practicing magic, right?
You didn't read that part of the book, dumbass.
Okay, well, okay, I guess that's fair.
Coulter Day, Lilfon Day, Rin Day, Off Day. It's currently an off day, which translates to Apollonium. Let me check the, hold on. Okay, here we go. Kylian. Holy day is Kylian. Okay. So, today is a...
Did you?
so this is Apollonium.
I thought I could remember something, I don't know why.
Okay, yeah, they should. The receptionist responds and explains that, yes, they have a class the next day.
What time would it be?
She says, classes start at noon and go for, like, 4 hours.
Realizing that I have the next day free, to explore some stuff, I realized maybe alchemy could help me on my journey if I could learn how to craft something simple, but like useful. So, I say I'll sign up. Does it cost how much?
She explains that it will cost... She explains that it will cost, just for the one session, it'll cost 2 gold.
Okay. I pay that. I'll subtract that from my money.
She thanks you for the purchase and tells you to arrive at least 5 minutes early, and that just to wait in the lobby and then they'll call for you. She hands you a card that's proof of your purchase. Tells you not to lose it.
Okay. What time is it right now?
Probably around 7 p.m.
Okay. I choose to walk back into the city. This time, I remember that that I kind of wanted to pick up an Archimedean. So so before I leave, I ask, do you know where I can get a copy of the Archimedean?
She looks at you and explains, Pantheon of the Sun gives them out for free.
Realizing that that's a big part of the city I have not visited, I
When
ask,
you
can I
have
enter
been to
there?
the Pantheon of the Sun. The library is in the
Oh,
Pantheon of the Sun.
okay. Then yeah, I walk towards there and
Heading to the Pantheon of the Sun, you enter, and the lady is sitting, there's a receptionist at the front. Remember the elevator to the right on the 3rd floor takes you to the library, which you have been in a few times now.
I ask, do you know where I can, get an Archimedean?
She says, "Oh, Archimedean handouts are happening at the She points over to the reception. She points over to the elevator on the left and says, "If you go up to the 1st floor, that's the general. That's one of our churches here. You can go ahead and and she tells you that you can go ahead and head up, and there'll be a priest handing them out."
Okay. I head up and I try to meet with the priest.
Mm-hmm.
And then I insult him and get arrested.
You head on over to the 2nd floor. Yeah, you head on over to the elevator and head to the 2nd floor, where you enter this large-looking cathedral. Apparently, the Pantheon of the Sun is so complex. They have multiple cathedrals in this one building. You enter the ruin, notice a bunch of people there, and you notice a woman sitting with a big pile of books.
I walk up to her and ask, "Are you the priest of this I don't know, like establishment?"
She says that she just works with one of the cardinals to run this cathedral.
Mm-hmm. Ask, "Are you the one handing out books right now, or must I meet with the priest? If you know where he is."
She nods and says, "Yes, I'm the one who hands out the Archimedeans. Would you like one?"
Yes, please.
She hands you an Archimedean, and it's a very large and it reminds you of the Bible, more elaborately golden, and instead of a cross on it, naturally, it's Mendias' symbol.
So a son.
Yeah.
I mean, Apollo's been mad ever since.
Apollo's been mad ever since this dropped.
Yeah. Hold on, I made a meme. I should look in memes.
Well, okay. I mean, I was gonna go to South Ventus immediately to learn more instead of just reading up about it. But you know, a little person, I had a little voice, you know, telling me I should stay a little bit, you
Little
know,
voice, uh-huh.
Little voice, would that happen to
so I
me?
could,
I mean,
so I could,
I
you
know I'm
know.
so, I know I just like live in your mind rent free, but I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Personally.
yeah. Okay, anyways,
I am beating the 3rd Pantheon before your lore finishes. Anyways, I mean.
You thank the priest for the Archimedean and leave the cathedral. As you walk out, before you can open it, Elijah, who had been kind of there the whole time, just kind of watching, starts nudging you, indicating that he's probably hungry because you haven't fed him all day. You horrible bastard.
Terrible honor.
Yeah.
Realizing that the sun is setting, and now that I have my Archimedean, yeah, I mean, really, my character does have to kind of leave to a new environment because there isn't anything plot-wise to do in Psychiatrist right now.
I mean, there is.
I mean, it's Elpis. It's waiting for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'll do that, then I'll go to I'll go to South Ventus. Now, I don't want my character to, like, inherently be, political at first.
He already is. That's the first thing he asked.
Okay. Well, yes.
He met a demon and a sun elf for the first time and immediately asked about politics.
Okay. But he isn't, like agitating.
Oh my god, a demon and a sun elf. Do you guys support the Republicans or the Democrats?
Okay,
literally.
Okay, but
instead of asking about the culture, about Pandemonia, where the demon was from, he asked about the politics.
Wait, bro. You can feel like you
Did
can
not
feel like
care
the demon,
anything
the
about
elves
that
just
guy's
cringe.
existence. He just cared about politics. You forgot his
Bro, like-
name. The politics of
Bro,
I forget everyone.
Pandemonia mattered to you more than the guy's fucking name.
Jamal, there's no way. This can't be real. You must. Are you joking? Are you jesting with me? Surely.
Okay, so I go and feed
Believe.
Eliza, you know,
Where?
as you know, I go back to the
The hotel.
hotel. I do that.
Turn
See
to
if
the
I can meet the guy I was talking to again, so I can actually write down his name and stuff.
Fuck. You return
Maybe
back to
learn
the
more.
hotel as the sun begins to set, grabbing some dinner and feeding some. Actually, dinner costed you, didn't it? In this hotel specifically. Let me check.
Wasn't it provided free?
I honestly forget because I know some guys did, some didn't. Like Dreads Inn doesn't, so I need to check.
Oh no, dinner. I'm sorry, breakfast is
Breakfast is
complimentary.
free, yes.
Dinner is not.
Yes, dinner costs 7 silver. The steak for Elijah costs 5 silver.
Okay. So I subtract that. 7 and 5.
Well, for a dinner and steak, yes. So
Mhm.
you buy dinner
Dude,
for
I
yourself.
could not imagine not feeding my cat for an entire day, Jamal. How do you put that off for a book?
Book.
How
No.
do you put it off for the Sun Quran? How do you
Bro,
do
we're
it?
trying to pass AP Lit. We gotta read.
You suck
Oh
at
my
it.
God.
Okay, anyways, you buy a dinner and feed the steak to Elijah, who quickly eats it. And then after
Mhm.
you've done eating, you begin looking for the demon you talked to. You recall he gave you his room number, but you forgot it.
Crazy that that happened.
Why would you remember it if you can't even remember his name? Tell me that, Jamal.
Okay. Numbers just stick with me.
No, they don't.
I'm just built different when it comes to
No one
numbers.
loves you. Anyways, you decide to just hang around for a bit, and to your luck, the demon eventually enters the hotel. He waves to you.
Mhm. I meet up with them and
You don't instead
I
of
s-
waving back, you just kind of walk up to him. Rather
okay.
rude, but I digress.
Okay. Well, I wave back then I walk up to him and then I ask him how he's been.
You ask the demon how he's been, and he said good, explaining he's taken on some jobs from the guild and has managed to make a good amount of money. He asked if you've done anything interesting today.
I said I booked a trip for Salfantis to explore the hidden city or hidden kingdom, I guess. And to see more of the world for myself instead of just staying up in the library. I
The
say
dem-
that like I think I've learned. Sorry, go on.
The demon looks intrigued and asks if you wanna explore all like the nations of the world.
All the ones currently available to me. With curiosity, I ask him about Pandemonia, where he's from. And I ask him, because he's told me it's in conflict right now and that like
Kind
it's
of in
having trouble.
conflict.
Yeah. With like its neighbors and stuff. I ask him.
I ask him which party he supports.
No, okay.
He already did that when he first met him. That was his introduction question.
I didn't ask them that. I don't think.
You're pretty close to it.
Yeah, like reactionaries and stars, the countries become more status. Yeah. The I ask him. Ask him. If I was gonna go to the demon realm, right? Where would I go to?
He asked, what do you mean
Where
by
are
that?
nice places to visit?
Oh, okay. He says, I haven't been to too many. West Point's a very peaceful place, from what I've heard. There's no real conflict there. If I had to choose between Pandemonia and Delphar, the two trade kingdoms, I'd say Delphar. The city at the end of the world is also a highly prosperous area, as so is El Dorado, but both are incredibly difficult to get to by yourself. Ease of access, I'd probably say Delphar, since it's close to Velzagard.
Mm-hmm. I ask him how would I enter the demon realm? Would I just like? Is there some spell?
He looks at you confused and says, all demons with a physical body are able to easily transverse between the two realms. He says it's just like walking for us, looking confused.
I tell him that like because he knows I have like the amnesia thing. I tell him that like it may be strange, but I don't feel like I remember how to do that.
He looks.
Would you mind
The
telling me
demon looks
how?
confused, expressing that he says like even with amnesia, one shouldn't forget how to walk or breathe. He thinks
You'd be
about it for a
surprised.
while and says that he has no idea. No one really understand. He doesn't really understand how it works at all. He just does it. Just like how you don't really do breathing, you just kind of do it. He explains that he doesn't know how to help you with that, but he explains that there, yeah. He explains that you might be able to find like a demon scholar somewhere who might be able to help you.
Um, that sounds interesting to me. I ask him. I seem to have forgotten your room number. Do you know what that is so I can rewrite that in my memory?
You asked for the room number of the demon whose name you still don't know.
It's fine. I just need the room number, and then I can look him up.
That's not what. That's
Look, I'm joking. I'm joking.
no, you're not. Shut up.
Dude, I'm gonna beat Grey Prince Zote in the third Pantheon with bindings before Jamal asks his name.
No, real. He doesn't want to be awkward.
Okay, I'll ask his name.
He said his room number is 205.
Um, I apologize. I said like sorry. It's been a while, and I have a pretty terrible memory, as you can tell, amnesiac. Sorry. What was your name again?
Bro blamed his amnesia. That's crazy. He reminded him that, that's crazy. He reminded him that his name is Markov.
Oh, that's why I remember it. Hey, Jed, tell me when you beat him. No, okay. Um, I tell him, okay. I guess like that seems fine. Then, what do I ask him? Ask him, has he been to any other country in I mean, he actually told me that he's only been to South Kairos, right? Because
Yes.
okay, it's fine. Okay. Then in that case, um, I guess like, I guess it's interesting. I mean, he did tell me to find a demon scholar. I asked him, do you know where I could find one? Would they be near the library, or I guess like the center of the city?
Say that again.
Do you know where I could find a scholar?
He says not particularly. He says he says demons, although Sal Kairos isn't particularly discriminatory, demons always tend not to make their appear here, because he explains that the power of the elves and the Fae, as well as the absolute rule of the Fae monarch and the High Elf King, makes it difficult for them to maneuver. So he explains that most demons will be living likely in either. He said most demons tend to live in Althvinhaim.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Then, what time is it currently?
Like 9 p.m.
Is the library still open like a tiny bit?
now.
Like, would I have? It's not? Okay. I can't make amends. No. I would. Maybe I just like buy food for them, right? And then like that's like my amends, right? No. Get them like breakfast or something,
I don't know.
Okay. Well, uh, I tell Markov, it's been a nice conversation. Uh, I'm gonna sleep now. Because I do have to wake up before noon, to get to the alchemy class. So then I just go to my room with Eliza and dormir or sleep.
You head to your room, and yeah. You head to your room, and although it's still admittedly a bit early, decide that Dad doesn't.
Maybe I'll wake up early,
I mean, it's not that early, but
Mhm.
yeah, you decide to sleep early so you can wake up early, and you head off to sleep. You wake up in the morning. I wonder if this thing is working yet. Damn, fix your fucking application, Nero.
Wait, so did Discord mess something with it?
Yeah,
Like, what was?
because Discord's cringe.
Mhm.
Anyways, yeah. You wake up early, maybe around 8 a.m. You got 2 hours. You got right around 9 a.m. Class starts in 3 hours at noon.
Mhm. Um, I wake up and get breakfast and sit there and feel lies, I guess.
Waking up with a stretch, you head downstairs, grab some complimentary breakfast, and whilst doing so, feed Elijah.
Um, Realizing, this library arc has to end. I decide to order like uh an extra like steak or two to give to like the library staff as like thank you for their help.
You grab order some food. Breakfast or no?
Yeah, breakfast.
You get some breakfast and decide before you head over to the alchemist, or like it's the weapons guild, you give some of the breakfast to the librarians.
hmm like should I? I mean, I'm assuming like it's on like for British, yeah. So I go there, I guess.
Heading over to the library, you arrive there and enter the library.
Uh, I walk up to the person I pissed off the first time, and I start a conversation with them. Uh, I guess like I say, hello there. I know that last time we spoke, I may have came off the wrong way, and I apologize for such a thing. I did want to make sure that you knew that that was not my intention, and that I intended to make amends. So I've brought you some breakfast in as a show of goodwill, and hopefully later in the future when we meet, uh, I will make sure to use better terminology to describe one of the most powerful gods in our world currently, and who obviously isn't false. Sorry for my mistake.
She looks at you, and although still a bit annoyed after what you did, she acknowledges the act and decides to take the breakfast and hand it out to her fellow librarians and thanks you.
hmm to not bother them anymore, and because I do kind of want to do something with the day, because mana recharged. I leave the library and I go out to the field to try out more spells. Before the before things have gone too far where it's 12 and I have to go to the guild.
It's currently around 10.
Oh, it's around 10. Okay. I mean, mm, in that case. I mean, I'll only test like one, I guess, because I wouldn't have much time then. Because I can only like if a greater
Yeah,
spell on average takes me 30 minutes, then
yeah.
yeah.
You quickly head outside of the outskirts of Sol Imperia, and decide to learn one more spell, greater spell, before you can do Earth.
Yeah.
Deciding to learn a few more Earth spells. You once again go over the list of the spells you haven't covered yet. Vanguard Greater, Avalanche, Aura of Geomancy, Spiked Rapture,
What is
Over.
geomancy?
Geomancy it reads as, the user summons a golden magic circle behind them that, while active, allows them to shoot an infinite amount of stone spikes. However, each spike costs them 15 mana.
Uh, okay, I try it out.
You just ignored how you wanted to learn Vanguard, but too late now. Um,
Oh,
you
yes,
too late. You decide to focus on
right.
learning geomancy. You concentrate for about 30 minutes, and afterwards you finally manage to cast the spell. A large oval-shaped magic circle appears behind you, with like portals on the sides of it. You extend your hand, imagining stone spikes shoot, and you manage to shoot out a large rain of them. You shoot out 10, which costs you 150 mana, which you think is enough, you can't, and the spell ends. That costed you about 340 mana.
Since I still have an hour and 30 minutes left, can't I technically learn Vanguard
No, you
Greater?
spent 340 and you only have 160 left, and it costs 200, so.
Wait, okay. I feel like the decision to launch that many was made for me, and I just a
Yes, it was.
little
Your fault for not remembering.
Yeah, okay. What others? Does any spell in the book cost 160 or less?
Overgrowth and refine.
Uh, sure, refined.
Refine. For when used on a bladed weapon, the blade becomes sharper. When used on ore, it harvests the metal. When used on unrefined metals, it refines it. When used on rust, it removes it. And when used on crude weapons, it makes them better.
Probably useful in self-mantis. I, I guess I'd try it out on my weapon to sharpen it.
You try casting the refine on your own spear, and notice that the weapon itself becomes a lot more stronger, and you kind of touch the tip with your finger, and it is much sharper than it used to be. You're
Hmm.
now at 10 mana.
Okay, well, I don't have anything, and I might as well try to get back early. So I try to make my way back uh, to the guild so I can learn
You make your
some
way
magic.
you make your way over you make your way over to the yeah, you make your way over to the weapons guild and eventually arrive. It's maybe around 11:15. You still got 40 minutes to kill before the lesson starts.
Um, looking around and seeing that people are doing stuff, I go and try to learn from the people practicing alchemy, asking them what they're doing.
You notice a group of what appear to be alchemists in the corner discussing something, and you decide to approach them. They look at you cautiously and ask if you need anything.
Um, I tell them that I'm curious about alchemy, and seeing that you guys are much more experienced, uh, could you tell me what exactly it is you guys are doing?
They look at you clearly somewhat annoyed and just respond with blunt answers saying, making potions.
Okay, well, I mean, realizing that I am disturbing them, I back off.
Deciding to back off because of their annoyance, you return to the chairs in the guild.
Uh, then I guess I guess I pull out the Archimedean and start reading until they call my name.
Deciding to read the Archimedean for the remaining, 40 minutes, you open it up and take a look. The Archimedean's rather long. It reminds you of the Bible, and especially in the way that the pages are worded, almost like poetry.
Mm-hmm.
You spend reading the first few chapters over the time, and the first few chapters tell the story of the creation of the Sun Elves by Daedalus and Mendaeus. The beginning of the story tells that of the Archimedean says that an unknown evil god messed with Mendaeus and Daedalus, which is why the elves ended up in Elvania instead of the Promised Land. Sorry, arrived in Dalhive instead of the Promised Land of Elvania. Although this seems to be more of a religious myth than anything else.
so the promised land is Althvinhaim.
More or less.
Okay. And is that taken me the entire time?
Yes.
Okay. So, have they called my name?
Yes. As you read, you hear them calling for anyone who signed up for the 12 o'clock alchemy class.
I walk up and walk towards them, asking, where do I need to go?
The receptionist looks at you and asks for the card to prove that you purchased the course.
I pull it out and show it to them.
You hand it to her and she takes it from you and stores it in like a little container. She tells you that to follow her. She tells you to wait for a few more minutes while the others gather and then to follow her into the upstairs. You wait a few minutes as other people gather, and lots of people from different races seem to gather. There's a few humans, a few elves, some other humanoids, etc. None of them particularly catch your eye as you head upstairs to the receptionist. As you head upstairs, you head into another room, which appears to be a medieval-looking science lab. Lots of ingredients and chemicals and other things. A person is standing at the far side of the room, examining some beakers, and doesn't seem to notice you all entering the room. As you enter the room, as you enter the room, the receptionist tells you all that this is the renowned elven alchemist. We'll call him. Actually, no, we'll call her. Let me think. What letter have I not used before for a name? We'll call her what
Have
letter?
you used C?
See, maybe not. We'll call her Kana. The receptionist introduces you to the supposedly renowned elven alchemist Kana, who still hasn't noticed your presence. The receptionist, getting a little annoyed, yells at her, saying that her class is here. Kana, stumbling a bit, turns around, realizing that people had showed up. She apologizes for not realizing earlier, and the receptionist tells you all that you're in her hands now. She has a very bright expression on her face and light-colored skin and ears. However, you note that she doesn't look like a sun elf or any of the other types of elves you've seen before. She's a bit tall, about as tall as you, and asks if everyone would like to take a seat as she points to the right side of the room on your side that has a bunch of chairs. Everyone complies and takes their seat, and she stands in front of them and introduces herself as Kana the Alchemist. She explains that she has been working here in Sol Imperia, producing potions for the Adventurers Guild for a while now. She tells them that in this 4-hour course, she's going to teach them all the basic. In this 4-hour beginner course, she's going to teach them all the basics about alchemy and how to make their own potions and how to start with their own experiments. She tells them that alchemy is dangerous and make sure to follow her orders so that nothing gets out of hand. And that she explains that even the most basic parts of alchemy can become dangerous if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. After her little lecture, she asks if anyone has any questions regarding the course itself.
I don't.
Yeah.
I haven't learned anything so far.
One person raises their hand and asks if anything they'll be handling is toxic. She responds that not particularly, and that those kinds of materials are reserved for the intermediate and advanced level courses. Another person raises their hand and asks if they'll be able to take what they make home. To which Kana responds yes. After the questions end, Kana tells them they all get started. She explains that she's first going to give a brief introduction on alchemy, and then get them started right away. Kana then walks over to another side of the room and grabs this large-looking, pedestal. She puts it down and explains to everyone there, that this is an alchemy table. It's basically, if you look at it, it basically feels like a large stone pillar with a stone plate on top with a bunch of rune engravings. She explains that an alchemy table is what is used to craft the potions itself. She explains that whilst you will have to prepare the materials and prepare them in whatever specific way is required, as well as prepare the vial and whatever materials you need, once you have the core ingredients, simply put them on the table, pour some mana into it, or alternatively, like, have someone else do it, and we'll make the potion. She explains that doesn't mean that you just need to gather ingredients, and she explains that many potions and other recipes require you to do something to the ingredients and prepare it in a specific way for the crafting recipe to work. And that's why she explains one of the main pitfalls a lot of young alchemists make is that they forget to prepare the ingredients properly and end up wasting a bunch of normally very good and useful ingredients.
Mhm.
She explains that the way alchemy works is that, as everyone knows, mana flows through the world of Althvinhaim. She explains that all plants, big and small, as well as animal parts, with to some extent run through mana. She explains that even like the lowliest of animals who they themselves can't use mana, their parts still possess a small amount of it due to existing in the world. However, they're not going to be as effective as truly magical creatures that actually can use mana. She explains that the process of alchemy is processing ingredients both from animals and plants in a way that allows their mana inside of them to properly fuse together to form useful potions that can do a whole manner of things. She explains that, generally speaking, there are 3 types of potions. Enhancement potions. There's enhancement potions, which are increase your stats and other things for physical stats and things. And then there's magic potions, which either can help replenish your mana, increase your magic power, or do other things. And finally, there are poison potions who can cause harm to others. She explains that both this and the intermediate course only cover the enhancement and magic potions. And if they really do want to learn about the poison ones, they'll have to take the advanced class. She explains, with her general explanation of alchemy over, she tells everyone to stand up and directs them over to each of their individual desks. The room is rather large, and each person gets basically their own individual lab station to work at.
Mhm.
She explains that nothing they'll be working with today is really poisonous or dangerous, and so they won't be needing any gloves or goggles. She explains, however, that some ingredients are, and so they should always be careful with what they're working with.
Mhm.
She says that before they get started, she asks if anyone has any questions.
I guess I just let them continue.
Yeah. With no questions, a few people do ask some questions about the general things, but nothing really piques her interest. She says that they'll take a vote. They said the first kind of potion they'll make is the most common staple, the health potion. She explains that all potions have 3 grades. Lesser, fair, and there's 4. She says there's lesser, fair, great, and superior. She explains that they'll be teaching them how to make fair potions, as lesser potions tend to be failures, if anything. She explains that they'll first be covering how to make a fair health potion. She explains that the key ingredient to a health potion is restoration. She explains that different elements have different properties, and she explains that the elements that have restoration properties include light, earth, and water. She explains that she'll explain more as they go on. However, for now, she explains that they can learn more eventually, but they should stick to this for now. You seem intrigued.
I'm not in a boss fight. I was just muting.
Huh? Why is everyone doing
I'm not in South Fantasy yet, bro. It's good. There's no magic like creature trying to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna guess.
Sorry. Yeah. No. Kana looks at you and explains that today the first thing they learn about is the most staple ingredient to potion making, specifically elven potion making. She then pulls out a large basket of multicolored flowers and explains that these are elf flowers. She says elf flowers are critical to elven alchemy, as she explains that elf flowers are magical flowers that change color and shape depending on the magic used to initiate their growth. She explains that fire magic makes them red and rose shaped, water magic makes them blue and lotus shaped, earth magic makes them brown and marigold shaped, air magic makes them white and orchid shaped, light magic makes them gold and hibiscus shaped, dark magic makes them black and iris shaped, and cosmic magic makes them a mix of purple, black, and white and cosmos shaped. She explains that elf magic elf flowers are pure flowers that are grown from magic. She explains that because of this, farmers and gardeners and alchemists are able to grow flowers with specific elements to benefit their potion making. She hands everyone 2 earth flowers and 2 water flowers. She explains that, generally speaking, the main difference that separates the different tiers of potions is how well you prepare the ingredients. She explains that if you open the cabinet beneath your station, you'll find a bunch of empty glass vials, which you open and do. She then explains that the first step to making a simple potion, is procuring the ingredients. She said that there's no real difference between water versus earth magic when making health potions. However, she explains that light magic generally will make a more effective potion, but she doesn't want to use expensive ingredients here. So she explains to everyone that magic flows through these flowers, and explains that the best way to prepare them is to essentially grind them up into a paste, and and then pouring it into the vial. She then asks everyone to take out the mortar and pestle from underneath, into which you do. She explains that for everyone to choose to pour all 4 flowers in the mortar and pestle, and you do. And she kind of looks at everyone and says, "This is where the fun begins." She explains that if you grind the petals and the flower too much or too roughly, you will lose some mana and thus not produce as pure of a potion. And she explains that if you don't grind it enough and end up leaving some parts ungrinded, it won't be as pure either. She explains that there's a sweet point between how hard you press the mortar and pestle, how long you do it, and that will ensure the best potion quality.
Okay. Wait, so can any flower be used to make a health potion, or does it have to be 2 earth and 2 water flowers?
Is that a question you're asking her?
Yes.
She explains that you can use any number combination, but generally speaking, 4 elf flowers is the recipe to make a decent health potion, a fair health potion. She explains that you can use any combination of both, but simply for the sake of not using too many of the other is why she's using 2 water and 2 earth.
Okay.
She also notes that other flowers and plants that have different magical amounts will differentiate making potions.
So I guess I grind it up and follow her instructions.
Following her instructions, you attempt to follow what Kana is explaining to you. You've never really used a mortar and pestle before, so you're a bit rusty with it, but understanding the delicacy of the flowers, you try not to press down too hard, and after maybe 4 to 5 minutes of hard work, you manage to get a paste that you think looks really good. It's homogeneous, the color looks equal, and you don't believe you ever pressed too hard. The others, some finish a bit before you, some finish a bit after. But after about 8 minutes, everyone's more or less done. Hold on. Afterwards, she tells everyone to pour the mixture into the vial using a funnel, which you do. And she tells everyone to head over to the alchemy table. You get in a line and you're like 3rd in line. The first person to present their potion puts it on, and you notice that when he puts the vial on, Kana pours some mana into it and it becomes an actual potion. The vial changes, and the color of the potion becomes red, and the potion becomes slightly more elaborate. Kana looks at it for a bit and explains that they successfully made a nice, fair potion. The next person in line goes, and it was a slightly lesser quality than the last person, but still good. You then head up and put your potion, Nervous, and she pours mana into it. After the potion is made, she looks at it for a second, and is slightly impressed. She explains to you that this is of a nice, very nice quality, especially for fair, and explains that it is only a bit below greater in terms of quality, and it's a very solid potion. You take the potion and return to the stand as everyone goes through. Some people get a potion of equal grade to yours. No one gets higher, and some get a bit lower. But however, no one fails to make the fair potion, the fair health potion. Afterwards, Kana claps her hands together and explains that she's very impressed that none of them really messed up the process and all made good starter potions. At this point, it's been about 45 minutes. So then explains that they will also learn about other properties of elf flowers. She explains that they'll be sticking to the true elements for now, since mystic element flowers are always in short supply. She explains that as she said before, water and earth both represent restoration. However, she explains that there is actually a difference. She explains that whilst the effect of making a health potion doesn't change, she explains that water magic's restoration is more about easing of energy, easing of stress, easing of conflict. She explains while earth magic's restoration is more about restoring confidence, restoring pride, kind of things. She explains that fire magic is known as strength. It is intensely used in boost potions that increase the user's strength and general abilities and physical characteristics and physical abilities. She explains that air and light. She explains that air and Did I not include ice in this? How did I?
Ice is just magically unusable.
Ice and apparently I didn't include ice and lightning. I should probably I'm gonna put that in here.
Wow, would you look at that? New inventions made, new strides in science.
Yes, I just killed Great Prince Zote before Jamal finished his lore. Let's go.
Gubby.
Man, Jamal, this is wild.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah. The Kana explains that both lightning and air are known as enhancement elements, but she explains that air's enhancement is more about fluidness, speed, and agility, whilst lightning is about unpredictability, sporacity, and chaos. And then she finally explains that ice is mainly about ice's main property is essentially mental benefits. She explains that ice is generally used to help people restore their mental sanity in the sense of overstress, overworking, scared. It helps cool people down essentially. She explains that these are the general properties that you should abide with when using elements to make potions. He says that with that, you can combine elements of different types to make different kinds of potions. She then hands everyone a basket with 3 types of flowers each, 3 fire, 3 water, etc., etc. She then tells them that it's been about an hour, and she says for the next hour of the course, she wants you to, with any combination, attempt to make 4 potions of any kind with any combination. She explains as a general rule of thumb, try not to use more than 4 flowers for a potion. And then with an hour passing, she then tells you to go. You now have an hour to make 4 potions to impress the renowned alchemist Kana.
Realizing that maybe realizing that as physical enhancement potions exist and fire does represent strength, maybe a combination between fire and earth. Actually, no. Yeah, fire and earth could produce some good result. So maybe 2 fire, 2 earth.
You first try combining 2 fire and 2 earth. After getting the hand of the potion, the process of grinding up the flowers, You do so with much more skill and effort, with much more ability, and you feel like you might be done a bit better. Just if only by a bit, feel like you have been a bit more comfortable. In total, it takes you about 10 minutes to complete this potion. You pour it in the vial, and Kanan tells you that once you're done with the vial, don't actually put it, just leave it to the side, and then they'll turn them all into potions at the end.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then my next one I do is if water and ice both, water more like, I guess, like physical healing, and like ice more like mental healing, right? And like speed and veracity. Maybe there's some combination between the ice and water that can do something interesting. Maybe unpredicted from the two descriptions. So I combine the two.
You decide to combine 2 ice and 2 water. You grind them up and pour them into the vial as well. It's been about 30 minutes. With the 30-minute marker hit, you look around and notice that everyone's boosted down with 2 potions. Kana then looks at everyone and says that they're now going to throw in a little twist to this potion making. She explains that she hands a basket to everyone and explains that hold on, there's a fucking bug on my monitor. Bitch, who you think you are?
That's canon?
I got the bitch. Anyways, yeah. She explains that there in this thing are a bunch of plants, fruits, vegetables, peppers that all grow in Althvinhaim. She explains that all of them contain magical properties. However, she's not going to tell you what they are. She says that your next 2 potions have to incorporate 4 flowers and 1 of these new plants. She explains that this process is safe and that the limit only really applies if you're using flowers only.
So what are the type of other, like, I guess, objects or flowers
You
she
notice
brought in?
six plants in the basket. The first one appears to be the flower of a sunflower. However, the petals are orange and seem to be much bigger. The second object you notice is the next you notice is a large is a fruit is a big, like, weird shaped fruit. Actually, never mind. Cut that one out. I don't like that. Yeah. Next one is a large pale white flower that has thorny vines on the stems. The next one is, let me think.
I want to make a joke like pale flower, like pale king, and then no. I'm so freaking brain dead.
You are. Let me keep checking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You then know another one, which is a very deep purple fruit. Yeah, it looks like almost like a pear, but very purple. You then another one you notice is what looks like a lily. Its stems curving downward with its flower pointed to the ground. The petals seem to be a light blue. And the final plant is what appears to be a large green peppercorn.
Peppercorn. Okay. I want to try out the purple one, or the purple fruit, and maybe combine it with the 2 flowers of, let's just say, the ones I haven't used yet. So, I guess like that, because I already used earth and water. I already used fire and electric. Have I used? Yeah,
Well,
I've
she
used
gave you
electricity.
the 2 earth and 2 water in advanced.
Oh, okay. So then,
You have
I
3
guess
of,
like
I
I'll just
believe she
use.
said 3 of each, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have 3 of
And I've
each.
already used ice. I've already used fire. I've already used earth. And
Yeah, you used you used two
electricity.
earth and two fire, and then you used two ice and two water. So you have one of each of those, as well as two electricity and
Okay.
two air.
I guess electricity and air. That can't go wrong.
You decide to put the two fucking movement potions together along with the purple fruit. This is definitely not gonna go wrong,
This is gonna
guys.
make me high.
Most likely.
Hey
Deciding
guys,
to,
I did it.
you
I can
put the
start a
three
drug empire
together.
now.
You put the
Mm-hmm.
three together and grind it up. Grind all three together, making a large soupy paste. You then pour it into the vial. You're now left with one of you're now left with two earth, two water, three earth, three water, and one of the others, each other, as well as the plants.
Am I only supposed to make 3 or am I supposed to do more?
You have to make four.
Okay. Uh, I guess, uh, I guess like I just take like water, earth, fire, and air. You know, just the 4 elements. You gotta.
Uh huh. You combine the four flowers as well as you need to do one of the fruits, items.
Mm-hmm. I guess like I'll just do the white flower.
Deciding to also add the Hold on, let me figure out which one that is. Let me check. Yeah, this one. Deciding to add it with the pale white flour, then grind it up to a paste and pour it into the vial. As you finish up, the timer ends and Kana tells everyone to stop. You look around and notice that everyone basically managed to finish all four potions.
Mm-hmm.
She calls everyone by table and you're about the 6th table. You watch everyone go up and just note. Some make decent potions, some make cool potions, some may have some failures, but generally speaking, it looks fine. Then eventually it's your turn to get called up. You walk up and she asks you what your first potion is.
I, for my first potion, have combined 2 fire and 2 earth.
She's,
To
she's,
see
she smiles as you
like
put the potion on the stand and she pours mana into it. The potion becomes a very bronzish color. She explains to you that fire and earth makes what's known as the champion's potion. She explains that the champion's potion increases both one's physical capabilities and physical capabilities and as well as physical prowess. It helps increase. It's best used by swordsmen, monks, and others. She looks at it and
wait, so
says,
physical and and swordsmanship?
"No, it's best used by listen."
Okay. Okay.
She hands you the
Mm-hmm.
potion and explains that this is of pretty good quality too, a very high quality fair potion. She then asks what your next potion is.
I combine 2 ice and 2 water.
She kind of just nods because obviously she knows what this combination is going to lead to already.
Mm-hmm.
You put the potion on and cast it. She pours magic and she explains you created what's known as the calming potion. It means that calming potion is a mix of water and ice and is used to calm down people both mentally from a lot of different ailments. She then asks what your third potion is.
I combined 2 electricity, 2 air, and a purple fruit, which I do not know the name of. So if you could tell me that, that'd be pretty cool.
She looks at you and says, she recognizes you're not from around here. She just smiles and explains that the purple fruit was a soul-grown renegade. She explains that the soul-grown renegade are plants that grow rarely and can absorb both blood and water. She explains that the plants aren't dangerous, but the fruit can be if you eat it. However, it's harmless to touch. You then put the potion on, and it seems that she's a bit more curious as to what this will create. You said lightning
Mm-hmm.
and air, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
She said she looks at the potion is created. She says intriguing. She explains to you that lighting and air around creates the crazed potion, which is hyper increases the user's physical capabilities and chaotic capabilities in terms of movement and other actions. She explains that crazed potions can be a bit dangerous, but also can be really powerful. She says after quickly analyzing the potion, she explains that, however, adding the soul-grown renegade appears to have rapidly increased its chaotic ability, and turning it into a greater grade crazed potion, however, still of a weaker variety. She applauds you, saying that congratulations on making a greater potion, although you do note that some people in the line have also made a greater potion.
Mm-hmm.
She then asks to see your 4th potion.
I say that okay, 1 fire, 1 air, 1 earth, 1 water, and the white flower with thorns.
She seems interested. She looks at you. You put the potion on and explains that. Hold on. That those four elements together, fire, water, earth, and air, generally make what's called an omni potion. Omni potions are potions that provide minor buffs to the whole user. Their physical capabilities, magical capabilities, physical strength, magical strength and durability, as well as mental fortitude. She explains, however, that the plant you use, which is known as a moondrop that grows in the Evernight, naturally flows with dark magic. And she explains that, therefore, the dark magic that you infused made the potion turn a bit more to the dark side of magic. And she explains that the dark element generally is associated with potions that are used for evil. She roughly explains that these kinds of potions are potions that can manipulate, confuse, etc., etc. He says that, so because of this, you've now, instead of making an omni potion, you have made an assassin potion, which, like the omni potion, unlike the omni potion, which increases all stats. She explains that the assassin potion specifically increases one's ability to move and kill.
Increased ability to kill.
She explains
Okay.
that because of the potion type you made, she unfortunately can't let you have it.
Okay. Because I'm sorry. I can't have it. Because why? Sorry.
Because it's dangerous.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Because I'm a beginner, right?
Yes. She takes the potion from you and apologizes for not being able to let you keep it, but it's too big of a reliability.
Oh, I understand.
She does tell you, however, that it was a pretty good quality one, and you may have promise in the future. She then goes to the rest of the candidates, which takes about another hour total for all the candidates. It's now been about 3 hours. There's an hour left in the thing. With an hour left, she then explains that she's going to now demonstrate some alchemy of her own to show them what one can really do. You all take a seat, and she begins to approach one of the stands. Grabbing some ingredients, she begins to work. You see her grabbing a bunch of different flowers and other things, but instead of doing the simple mortar and pestle, she does interesting things. First thing she does is set a pot to boil water. In the meantime, she sets up her other filtration processes. She then, once the water is boiling, she puts a bunch of flowers that you used earlier into the pot, and in the meantime begins taking a very refined mortar and pestle and mashing up a bunch of fruits. She does the same with a bunch of vegetables and greens, and then puts them into individual test tubes, which she then puts them over what appear to be burners and begins heating them up. Once they're heated up, she puts these caps over the test tube that appear to be absorbing the fumes. She explains that the fire is magical fire, she's using it to turn the ingredients into mana, like pure mana, which definitely surprises you. She turns all the plants and crushed things into pure elemental mana, which then get turned into steam, which then get trapped in 3 separate containers. Afterwards, she also goes out to the boiling pot and takes out all the flowers with a ladle. Draining the water from them, she then lays them out on a towel and pats them down gently before putting them all in a large bowl. She then seems to pour In a salute, seems to pour in something, and she explains that it's a mixture of magical water and some other ingredients. She then mixes it together in the bowl by spinning it around, and then pours the ingredients into another container. With all 4 containers, she then attaches them to a. She brings out a large machine, and attaches them. She explains that this machine is called a centrifuge, and she can use it to attach up to 8 different vials and merge them all together. She attaches 4 of the vials she put together into the machine and turns it on and begins spinning at a rapid pace as she explains that the containers are opening and rapidly mixing the ingredients at high speeds. Once the machine finishes after about 5 minutes, it all pours down to the bottom into one concentrated vial. This whole process took about 20 minutes, but it didn't really feel like it considering how mesmerized you were at the process. She then puts the vial on the table and extends her hand out to the alchemy table and pours a bunch of mana into it. The potion grows incredibly brightly, and afterwards it's done. She explains that she has created a superior tier Omni potion that is capable of massively increasing a user's physical ability, magical ability, mental fortitude, and durability. She explained that when this potion, she tested this, it's of the highest quality, she explains, and you can clearly tell because the potion is literally glowing. She explains that this kind of potion would allow a swordsman who normally can't even cut a block of wood to cut a tree in half, a magician who normally can't even cast a fireball to summon a roaring meteor of fire, someone who's suffering from extreme trauma to become the most confident person in the world, and someone who normally couldn't take a punch from a baby could now survive a kick from an incredibly powerful martial artist. Among other things, she explains that the superior grade, highest grade Omni potion is incredibly valuable and would sell for thousands of gold. And she just casually put it together in front of you.
I ask her, does wealth not interest her?
She shakes her head and says after she acquired enough money to purchase her lab, she no longer strives for money. In fact, she takes the potion and literally just chugs it herself.
Boss back.
She then sets the vial.
Bites
She sets the vial down, and you see that she's now literally glowing with energy. She explains that she often uses Omni potions to keep her up and help her work harder, which to you is just such an insane mindset.
So coffee. What, like insane, you know?
Yeah.
The expert
She begins
brew.
moving at like 3 times the speed, just
Yeah,
walking.
no, imagine like if your coffee also had steroids injected into it. That's what she's drinking right now, basically.
No, literally. She then smiles, and it's been about 30 minutes, and with 30 minutes left, she then explains that the rest of the time will be spent asking her any questions.
Interessante. I ask her, is there a way to learn spells on my own time without a class? Where
You
they
mean
could all be written
potions?
down? Oh yeah, potions, sorry.
She looks at you and explains that there are multiple books about alchemy and their combinations, and you can purchase them at the Weapons Guild. And she kind of looks at you and says that she's written a couple books herself, and she recommends you purchase them to learn about some more unique combinations.
In that case, I ask, do I need an alchemy table to do this on the go? And is there any way to artificially make one, or must you get one produced, such as the really good ones inside this class?
She looks at you and explains that whilst the type of alchemy explains that the type of alchemy, whatever you use to make an alchemy table doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is the inscription. She explains that if you buy a book on alchemy, it'll include the inscription needed to draw an alchemy table, and as long as you draw it well, you can turn really any surface into an alchemy table. She just likes using these ones, she explains, because they look cool and move easily.
Okay. Sounds interesting, and I'll probably pick up their book. I guess I listen into whatever questions are left in the 20-30 minutes left.
Some people ask their general questions and it doesn't really catch your eye. However, One question that does catch your ear is one of the Sun Elves who was participating that asked how she got so good at potion crafting. She explains that she doesn't really have a particular secret, but she explains that she is a high elf. The others don't seem surprised by this because they've all seen a high elf before, but you haven't, so this is your first time and you realize that's why you couldn't recognize her. She explains that she was born in Althvinhaim. She was born in Salivictus and studied there extensively for a few hundred years, learning about potions. She explains that through that she gained the unique skill potion. She gained the unique skill potion master, as well as the unique skill alchemy genius. She explained with these two unique skills is why she's able to produce potions so incredibly quickly and such a high rate. She explains that whilst you would, with enough practice, anyone can make potions at the grade she does. She admits that she does feel a little guilty sometimes because her unique skills allow her such an advantage against all other alchemists, which is why she's renowned. With that question, someone else asks why she left Salivictus, and it said because she didn't agree with their policies because she wasn't allowed to teach her information outside of Salivictus. So she decided to leave to teach people outside of it, which is why she's hosting this program to begin with. A few more questions come and go, and if you have any other questions, best to ask them now.
I asked her where can I find flowers? Since it seems like you may have them on hand, but I may have not
She explains that you can go to a botany shop, really any kind, and buy seeds for elf flowers, and then depending on what elemental mana you use to grow them, you can grow the flowers yourself. Alternatively, they can be found all across Althvinhaim besides the Kinchin Desert, growing in patches where there's a lot of mana.
Okay. I think that's good enough, and I shall ask her where I can get the book, I guess. I guess that's my final question.
Final question. She explains to you they just go downstairs and ask for Kana's books, and they'll sell you some.
Okay. So I guess I go downstairs and do that.
The session ends.
I guess I thank her though.
Yeah.
Before
the session ends, and you thank her for all the advice and information, and the class ends, and she waves goodbye to everyone. You head downstairs, and into the receptionist to ask about the books. He explains that the alchemist Kana has written 3 books. The first is The Basics of Alchemy: How to Get Started. The second one is Alchemy for the Intermediate. Getting Better. And then the third book is called Advanced Alchemy for only experienced potion makers.
Guessing that this is like a basics course, right? And just learning like the very basics. I might want to not get the last one, obviously.
You don't say.
Maybe the second one, because I've learned the basics of how to do stuff, but
the basics also includes a lot of recipes you didn't learn and a bunch of other things.
Okay, then yeah, I'll get the first book, just because it probably has the inscription and all the stuff that I probably need to get started. And
yeah,
I'll be back in South Cairo for the festival, so I'll be back so I can get the other ones later.
You decide to buy the basic book, and she says that the basic book will be 10 gold.
I'll pay that to get it.
So you bought Basics of Alchemy Getting Started by Kana for 10 gold. You purchase the book and she hands it to you, and surprisingly, the book is surprisingly large, larger than any book you've had at the library. It reminds you of a textbook, essentially.
Okay, wait, sorry, what's this name again? Because I kind of write that down.
Basics of Alchemy Getting Started by Kana.
Okay.
Did you just put an apostrophe in basics? Dread, he just typed THEBASIC of alchemy. Holy shit.
Okay. What?
Did you put an apostrophe there? Holy shit. How is that possible?
You saw nothing, right?
What is basics with an apostrophe mean? Why is who is basics and why are they possessive? What? What the fuck? I need you to unmute right fucking now and respond to this shit. I don't care if you're playing Hollow Knight.
He's probably fighting a boss. I don't think
I
he
don't-
can.
Okay,
just
yeah,
right away.
sorry, I just had to focus on Great Prince Zod. I just killed him. What was up?
Didn't you kill him already? What do you mean?
Okay, I got to the end and then I died at Sly because I'm at 3 bindings, Jamal. Anyways, what was that? Connor?
Yeah, did you not hear I said he got the book The Basics of Alchemy and spelled basics BASIC apostrophe S.
What do you mean?
You put an apostrophe in the basics.
Dude, whose name is Basic?
Yeah, who's
by the
basics
way?
and why are they possessive of alchemy?
That's what I'm curious about.
Literally. Anyway,
Boy,
That's
moment.
a no-no mistake.
Jamal
I'm not sure
moment
about
for
that
real,
one.
yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Okay.
You buy.
Has any of my mana refilled for like the 4 hours I was there?
Yeah, your entire pool is refilled.
Okay. So I go out, and this time I'm gonna try Vanguard Greater, and you can't do semi-fire in like 5
Suddenly your
shots.
500 mana disappears.
Okay, so I guess like I spend the time getting
Do you know
out
you
again
still
and
have the
trying out.
book on you? And it's big.
Okay, yeah. Then I go to I'll first go to the apartment and deposit it, and then go do that.
You spend about 20 minutes returning home, dropping off the book, and you and Elijah then head over to the by the way, Elijah was sitting outside the alchemy room because he wasn't allowed inside, just so you know.
Those racists against dogs.
Okay. You head out and arrive in an open field once again, just outside the city.
This time I try Vanguard Greater, remembering what it is and stuff, and trying to summon the mana to make it.
You failed to summon it because you were so cocky and didn't read the description and realize that the greater tiers up of elemental weapons are different than the original one. And the fact that you assumed that it would be exactly the same despite being a tier up has caused you to now waste 30 minutes of time. Congratulations.
Okay. Well, okay. I open the book and I turn to the page and read it.
Vanguard Greater. Mana cost 200, range 1 meter for Aura Punch, 2 meters for Fissure. Cooldown 3 minutes, duration 5 minutes. The user's arms and hands become stone, greatly increasing their strength and durability. The punches that miss will turn into Aura Punches, and hitting the ground will create a small fissure in the ground. Crossing arms will create a strong earth shield.
Okay. Can you post that?
Yeah, once you learn it.
Okay. Well, I guess I try it out and try to summon them onto my hands.
You spend about 30 minutes, total for an hour because you're dumb, learning Vanguard. You, eventually, after 30 minutes, learn the spell, and the Vanguard once again appears in your arms and hands. You note that the stone looks a lot more elaborate this time, with some jagged designs to it, and a much more powerful feel to it.
Okay. I try it out by swinging them around and trying to activate the skills that come with it.
You punch the air, and you notice every time you punch and don't hit something, aura punches fly out for a meter. You approach a tree and punch it, and the aura punches don't come out. It appears that only when you punch nothing do they come out.
Okay.
You then,
Ramatra time.
you also punch the ground, and a large, small fissure appears in the ground about 20 meters. It's not large enough to swallow anyone, but it is enough to easily disbalance anyone within the range. You then cross your arms to create a strong earth shield that is bronze in color and is able to cover the entire front of your body.
Okay. How much mana do I have left?
300.
Okay, 300. Thinking that I should maybe learn another light spell since I only know 2 and I know much more Geo. I pull to the greater and try to practice another one.
You pull out the Mage's Guide to Light and pull out the light spells. You already learned the Prismatica and
Angelic Pact.
Angelic Pact, yeah. You go through the list again of the greater light spells. Ball of Light, Ray Buckshot, Blinding Light.
Why not Ball of Light?
God, you're basic. The user creates a ball of light in their palm that they can throw in a direction they aim at. There's so many cooler ones, but if you want to learn ball of
Okay,
light,
fine. Then I'll do the other ones. You know what? Oh,
the list goes ray buckshot, blinding light, light arrow, light lance, gleaming aura, radiance lancer, blazing brilliance.
what is blazing brilliance? Sorry.
Heightens the damage of all the user's spells that aren't light. However, all light spells blazing brilliance basically heightens the damage of all the user's spells that aren't light. However, all light spells will be weakened for the duration.
So it's like a buff. Okay.
That weakens your light spells, but benefits your other spells.
If I activate it, I don't think I'll have enough to do any other thing than like a basic one to test it out.
More
But-
or less.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess like it's helpful though, so I'll try it out. I try to activate this skill, I guess.
Spell.
Or spell, yeah.
Dumbass.
Okay.
You spend 30 minutes, and around 30 minutes, and eventually manage to cast Blazing Brilliance. You feel a light enveloping you, and you always feel your light magic getting weaker. However, you note that your earth spell should now be a lot stronger. You have 120 mana to experiment.
100 and what?
20.
20, okay. To experiment that, I guess I try to use I guess like just basic boulder, you know, if like a normal boulder came out, what comes out now?
You cast Boulder, and the boulder that appeared that was only 1.5 times the size of you is now 2 times the size of you.
I can now crush a house.
To an extent,
Oh,
yeah, not wrong.
I guess in that case, I realized that I don't have enough mana, so I actually go through the text on how to cast spells and just try to continue it.
I mean, the magic fundamentals.
Yeah, medical spells.
You decide to continue reading magic fundamentals and go to the next section that you decide to completely skip out on, raising your mana level. You feel stupid that you just completely ignore the chapter because you're too busy actually casting magic, but regardless. The chapter reads as follows. You can raise the amount of mana you can control to nigh infinite amounts. However, eventually it will get to a point that too much mana can harm you. The easiest way to raise your mana is to train. Slowly exert your aura out, use it to feel the world around you, and as you feel the world around you, feel the mana that connects it all together. Slowly harness the energy and focus on it. Doing this will slowly increase your mana capacity. Another way is by harvesting the cores of mana-rich monsters, extracting the mana, and absorbing it for yourself. Other than that, acquiring certain skills can also increase your mana output.
Okay, so extracting mana from creatures, obtaining skills,
And what is
and
essentially
focusing on
meditating. Essentially meditating.
Realizing I have some time left because a certain fallen angel isn't here yet. And like the trip is still in.
It's about 6
We still have-
p.m., yeah.
I guess like I'll just meditate for the next 4 hours or until something happens.
So you have to
I mean, I'm guessing it's not taking 4 hours though.
I assume you meditate in the middle of the fucking woods.
Under the tree.
You decide to sit in the tree as Eliza lays down and take to meditate. Following what the book said, you try to ignore all other senses and try to feel the world around you through its mana. It takes a few minutes, but eventually you get the hang of it and find yourself seeing the world through mana. You're able to look at the world in an omnidirectional way and even look at yourself from the third person. You explore the areas around you and notice there is a confine, and spend 4 hours. After the 4 hours, you open your eyes and it's way already night outside, and you've raised your mana level by 30.
Okay. Should I write down the profile probably?
Yeah, just update your profile.
That's helpful. Realizing it's now 10, I go to bed. Unknowing to me that a certain fallen angel will arrive the next day.
Falling asleep in the middle of nowhere.
No, I mean I'll go back. I'll go back.
You return back to the inn, and it's now 10 p.m. and you want to grab some dinner beforehand?
Yeah, I'll
You
grab some dinner and meet with Markov.
Feed with Elijah, and notice Marikoth also eating. You meet up with him, and he waves to you, and you sit down.
I ask him if well, I say hello first, obviously, and greet him.
He
But
says,
I ask him if he's done any alchemy.
You ask him about alchemy. Marikoth, although confused, says he hasn't particularly gotten interested in the field.
Mm-hmm. I ask him what he knows about alchemy, as I just took a class on it, and it seemed kind of interesting.
Marikoth kind of shrugs and says not really much besides the process of how it's done.
Mm-hmm. Ask him what he did today, I guess, like today.
He says he took on a few more quests, and if he takes on a few more, he should eventually be able to get promoted to B rank, which he's really excited for. And says that he met up with a bunch of friends at a cafe, and that he should meet his friends sometime because they're also demons.
Mm-hmm. I say perhaps I could perhaps I could try in the future to do such a thing. I don't think I have anything planned for tomorrow, but I don't want to I don't want to say it in case something comes up, as I'm traveling the day after, and I
You
don't
mean
want to go
tomorrow?
back. Well, I'm not traveling tomorrow.
Yes, you are.
Right.
You said 2 days from yesterday. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
You dumb fuck. You said the day after
Yeah.
tomorrow. This is not the same day you registered.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not. When is Elpis here? Oh, Elpis
Probably
is here
tomorrow morning, I assume.
Okay. And I go at noon.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll meet him for like a few hours, buy Jinx, and then I go to the to Selfantis.
Yes. Because your character just met someone from the same world as you who you were friends with, and you have now proven that you're not the only one here alone. And instead of deciding to like meet up or team up or do anything, you decide to just talk for a few hours and then literally leave. Because
Actually, no, you know what? You're right. You're right.
Exploring Salfantis is more important than the fact that you have just proven that you're not alone. Holy shit.
You know what? Look, you know what? That's a good point. That's a good point.
Holy shit. We got it.
The character motives are wild. I'm not gonna
Literally.
lie.
Okay, look. You know what? You're right. I will let that play out how it plays out and affect my decisions.
Yeah.
I guess I bid adieu to a Markoth, and I go to bed, and the lore ends, right?
Yeah, we'll end it there. Congratulations, you fucking are gonna be less boring now, mainly thanks to Alpis. Okay, I'll end the recording there.